Hello, hello, hello. If you can see me. Having the hardest time here. I was going to try to do it from YouTube, but they've changed the format. I haven't used the YouTube streaming service for such a long time. I forgot how to do it. So let me jump on my phone real quick. And that way I can read your comments. Right now I can't see your comments on this current app. I love my iPad Pro, but they've got to fix this. The streaming software I have, the streaming app I have for the iPad Pro, I cannot see my comments, my chat from there. There we go. Hope you guys are all getting ready and all ready for Christmas. Christmas shopping's all taken care of and all that's done, I hope. Wow, look at that. No, you're already ready to go. You're ready to go, man. Yeah. So how many people I have watching? 0. No, are you there? Can you leave a comment? Let me know. Are you still there? Are you there, buddy? I got one person showing up. Let me know if you're still there. Somebody's out there. Or is it just, oh, that's me. That's me. I'm the one person watching. I'm watching myself. No, come on, man. He said first comment, first like. Come on, buddy. Christopher. Hey, buddy. Merry Christmas. Hey, how you doing? I haven't seen you in ages. What do we got written here? Saying Happy New Year to you and your family. Yeah, you too, buddy. Wow, I haven't heard from you for a long time. How's your daughter doing? Is she feeling okay? Hope all's good with you and your wife and your family. And you got your full solar, and I don't know what you're driving right now. These days, still driving the Auris, or did you upgrade to something new and improved? Getting those EV miles in, I hope. Enjoying those. As for me, I'm still. Let's see. I'm still in my Leaf. Actually, I've sold my original Leaf and held onto my van for a little while, but times are tough, so I sold my van, bought a used Leaf instead. And so I'm driving around on a used Leaf right now. 4 a.m. Yes, thank you. Still a hybrid and solar and storage battery. Awesome. Storage battery for your house. Awesome. That's nice. That is good. I'm all into that stuff, man. I wish I could do it here. Japan's very strict on the laws. I cannot store energy in my house, and I get it. It is unless you know what you're really doing. There's a fire hazard to it, and Japan doesn't have the best rules for the fire department. You know, you have a fire, one house fire, usually turns into 2 or 3 houses over here. They're so close together, and the fire department, they don't have the best equipment, to be honest with you. So, so we can't store energy in our own house. So you're lucky, buddy. Sorry you're up so early. I don't know if you're getting up to go to work or you're going to bed late. Don't know which it is, but thank you for saying hi. And I don't know what happened to No. No came on. My buddy No from Iowa. He came on. He said hi, kinda, and he took off. So, anyways, what's going on here? Son of a gun. All right. Sorry, I keep looking down. I have to look down to read my comments. Anyways, everybody out there, I hope you're all ready for Christmas. I had to do a little last-minute shopping just today. Actually, it's Sunday over here, and I had to hit Costco. Ugh. Yeah, you go to Costco, it kind of takes the wind out of your sails for Christmas in a way. You go to like a big mega store like that. It was so bad they stopped people. They wouldn't let people in, so people would line up outside and wait for a certain 100, I don't know, 100, 200 people to leave first, and then let 100, 200 people in, and they were doing that. It's that crazy. Costco's just packed today, and it was I guess it felt a lot like Christmas, I guess, but not the kind of Christmas that I celebrate. But yeah, I just got a few little teeny things, so I was in and out really quick. So yeah, I'm totally wasting time right now, waiting for more people to jump online. Thanks a lot, Christopher, for watching my channel today. I appreciate that. Haven't heard from you in ages, and it's good to hear from you, and good to know that you're doing well. And I think it's awesome that you have a new car. That Toyota car is amazing. I do see the Urus over here a lot now. Now that I know what it looks like, I do see it a lot. It's a great car. It's a very good looking car. Much better looking than the what you guys call the Prius C. And everybody thought the Prius C was so cute when it first came out, and I never liked it that much. My in-laws bought it. Remember, my parents. They bought it, and wife's parents actually, and I don't like it. The Urus is much nicer. That's a good looking car. Better looking than the new Prius. Even. So good for you on that. Oh, I'm glad you're doing okay. Yeah, we're doing okay. I mean, it's tough times for me right now. I'm not gonna lie, it's rough. I'm not able to buy anything my kids really want for Christmas, but it's not what the point of Christmas is to me as a Christian. So they'll just have to get over it. But I mean, as long as we're together, families together, I'm going to make a nice meal. That picture I used as a thumbnail, I baked all those cookies myself. My wife can't bake to save her life. It's just not their culture. They don't bake cookies, okay? They just don't do that. So if I want to have, all the treats and stuff that I had growing up when I lived with my mom, I got to do it myself. And luckily she gave me a fairly good cookbook, but I had to change. All the recipes were a little bit off. It was like if you follow the recipe to the T on that cookbook, it doesn't come out too good. So I had to do a little tweaking of the recipe on everything I made. But now they come out really good. And I tried something new this year. I made a chocolate caramel candy bar kind of thing, homemade candy bar, and boy, that was good with a nice granola. It's not granola. It's like oatmeal. It's a brown sugar oatmeal crust. Really good on the outside, so that's really popular. My wife loves that now, and I got to be careful because she likes to munch. She's a snacker. She's like constantly just snacking on stuff, and she's begging me to make more of that stuff. And the way she goes to it, I got to be careful of that for her own sake, because she has health issues. So I got to be careful of that. But yeah, luckily my food is popular, my treats and stuff, and I'm gonna make a nice. Huge rope. I bought a gigantic piece of pork tenderloin. I'm gonna make a huge pork roast for Christmas dinner. So we got that. So hey, as long as we got the family together and doing that, that's what Christmas is to me. My solar fit payments may pay for what great energy I do use in the fuel in my hybrid, and I don't pay road tax. Awesome. Yeah, because you have the hybrid, right? So. No rush to move to an electric vehicle yet. Yeah, I get it, dude. I get it. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You're doing great. And Toyotas, man, they go forever. Toyotas are probably the best made cars out there on the road right now. They are. Not probably, they are. Toyotas are really good cars. Way better than, Nissan gasoline cars. Way better. I mean, Nissan gasoline and Toyota gasoline, there's no contest. There's a little bit of a contest between Honda and Toyota, but not Nissan. Nissan UK, Nissan America, and even Nissan Japan, they're not near as good quality. Not near as good. That's gasoline cars go, ice cars go. See, Aaron says, "Hey dude, how's it going?" And I'm saying, "Hey dude, it's going great. Hope you're all ready for Christmas." I'm hanging in there, and I got my Christmas shopping done, and I don't have a tree because that's just not my thing. I have a tree downstairs in the classroom for the students. I'm not gonna take Christmas away from them, because they didn't do it to me either. When I was a kid, I had Santa and a tree and everything, so I'm not taking away from them. But personally, I don't go for that thing. I celebrate Christmas in a different way, but I still celebrate Christmas. But yeah, how do I say? We're having a good Christmas. I just started my holiday yesterday. Was my first day of vacation, and it feels good. I slept a long time, man. I didn't realize this last week was rough. Dude, I had some Christmas parties. That thumbnail with all those treats and stuff, that was for my students, for my Christmas parties. And, Santa had to come, and so lots of, Santa's handing out presents and cookies and things like that to the kids. And we did all kinds of games, and we watched a little bit of Christmas videos, and just had a good time, good party. But it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parties, I think, in 1 week's time. And not including, and also I had a birthday party on top of that. And the birthday party is a completely separate party altogether. So it was crazy this last week. And I didn't realize how exhausted I stayed up till 2 o'clock in the morning on Monday Sunday and Tuesday, I stayed up till 2 o'clock in the morning making treats and stuff, so I'd have enough for all the parties. I still almost ran out. They were so popular. The treats I made. I made chocolate chip cookies. I made chocolate chip cookies with walnuts. I made chocolate chip cookies with M&Ms for the children. I made oatmeal raisin cookies. Love those. Those are for myself, but I shared them with everybody. Those are really good. And then I made candy bars, and I also made lemon bars. But my lemon bars, my fault. It was really late. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning when I was making those, and I totally screwed up on the recipe with one little teeny minor ingredient. But that minor little ingredient was a major mistake. Instead of putting baking powder in, I put baking soda in. Baking soda is tansan. They call it tansan over here, which is it helps the thing rise, right? It's tansan is carbonation, right? And I put baking soda in, and just a teaspoon of baking soda, and bam, I just ruined it. Ruined the recipe. They tasted great, but it didn't work. So yeah, but I was exhausted. I didn't realize it. So Saturday, I just slept most of the day, and I was just trying to recover. I had a bit of a fever. I was in bad shape Saturday. Wow, really lots going on. Yeah, it was crazy. This last week was crazy. But now I'm on vacation for a couple weeks. Just gonna chill out. I got a lot of housework to catch up on. It's these windows are awesome, but they sweat in the wintertime. So all these frames, luckily you can't see because it's kind of washed out. But there's like lots of mildew and crap all over some parts of the windows and all over the frames. I got to get the steamer out and just try to get all that mildew off and stuff and try to clean it up. I want to wash the windows on the outside, make them look good again. They're really messed up from all those typhoons we had during fall. And so there's got salt water on them and stuff. I got to get those cleaned up on the outside. I got some just general weeding to do outside and things like that. So I got a lot of things to do around the house. Not to mention my attic needs to be reorganized. First we had all the Halloween stuff we had to get out of the attic. Then we got all the Christmas stuff out of the attic, and now it's chaos. So I got to reorganize and clean that up. So yeah, I'm gonna be busy, but it's gonna be a good busy. So let's see. We have enough people. We got 6 people. Awesome. No, are you back online? Are you back? Or are these 6 people not including No? No jumped on just to say I'm first, and he took off. Typical No. Has to be the big shot. Hey, Jill. See, where'd it go? What? No snow? Nah, not yet, but it's cold. As a matter of fact, I should turn these. Probably getting a lot of wind noise from these heaters. So, no snow. It is cold, raining, but no snow yet. But we just might. It's gonna get down there pretty good. Oh, I'm still here. Ha ha ha. No, you weren't. I was calling out to you. Asking you for some help, and you weren't not responding. You took off for a little while. Let's see here. We have stopped eating meat this year. Oh, awesome. That's good. Nothing wrong with that. For over 4 months, but we are having a big steak for Christmas. That's fine. Can always splurge once in a while, but you know what? I found that my stomach just naturally has been deciding that certain meats I can't eat anymore. That's why I'm doing a pork roast. Steak is I can almost not even eat it anymore. As much as I love it, my stomach gets really upset. Chicken's okay. Pork is okay to a degree. I can't eat rice though, and they love rice over here. But the starch in the rice upsets my stomach, or it could be my pancreas. I don't know. So I have to be careful of starches. So pastas, breads, rice, any of those white things I have to stay away from. It upsets my stomach. But we're going to have rice. We're going to have sweet potatoes. Another thing I love that upsets my stomach, but I'm going to eat them anyways. I think that's because of the high fiber content in them, but I love sweet potatoes. Excuse me. So we're going to do that. So just thinking about it's getting my stomach upset. Seriously, that's crazy. Yeah, we're going to have pork and stuff. And so, yeah, there's nothing wrong with eating meat once in a while. And I feel like as you get older, your stomach kind of tells you, then better lay off the meat a bit. For some of us people, some of us guys. This chat thing is really going weird. Okay. I'm still here. Okay. I have never left, but stream didn't start for me. I figured you were just delayed. I was having a hard time. That's why I was asking for your help. I was having a hard time. YouTube, with all these stupid updates on these mobile apps, they changed how you start. I was going to do a stream strictly from YouTube so I could read the comments right on my tablet, right, while I was talking to you. But I couldn't find the start button. Like the button used to be at a certain spot. It was gone. It's like, okay, they changed the format. They want me to use their new format. I'm trying to avoid it. I don't like their new format. I was trying to use the older system, but they don't want us to use it, so they took the button away to start it. So I had to go to I went to my tried and true streaming software that I have on the iPad Pro, and that's why it was delayed. It took a few seconds for it to kick in. Let's see. I had the stuff. Let me start it. Yeah. I see. Cheat day just for Christmas. Right on. Right on. That's fine. That's fine. And maybe New Year's too. I've been cheating a lot lately because I've been, when you bake, you have to taste your food. I'm feeling like Gordon Ramsay a little plump right now from all the tasting. But yeah, it came out good. Yeah, I'm really happy with the food I made. I froze a whole bunch of my candy bars. That's all I got left. Everything else got devoured real quickly. As a matter of fact, it was funny. We got as a gift for one of the parents. We got a gift. These are kind of a big deal over in Japan. Quiet, dogs. It's just me. Relax. These Montauk Pepperidge Farm cookies for America. And my daughter used to like those a lot. And then she opened them up and ate them after eating my cookies. She's like, oh, they're awful. I hate them. And I said, hey, got spoiled by the real thing. Au naturel, no preservatives. So they got spoiled. So anyways, let's get on. We've got 6, went down to 5. Hopefully it's back to, no, it's not back to 6 right now. Anyways, let's get on to it because obviously we're losing interest from people. So what is this video? What did I title this video? It's not even showing it. What did I title it? I titled it Tesla AutoPilot News. Oh yeah. Tesla has some AutoPilot news, which is pretty cool. They are going to... Stop it, Abby! First of all, they've been doing updates like crazy with it lately with the lane changing and stuff like that. But also, they're going to have like a one-day... some kind of big thing where they're going to do a one-day sample of what full autonomous is going to be like, which is kind of cool. And everybody's wondering what that's going to be, how they're going to do that, what's it going to be like, and stuff like that. And everyone's got their ideas and stuff. And I was just wondering, I wanted to talk a little about it with you guys. What do you think? I was thinking maybe what he would do is, it won't work over here. We don't have those, it can't happen in Japan. Japan's way too strict. But I think in America what they'll do is probably roll it out in time zones, and they'll, depending on what time you're driving, you'll be able to, just for get a minute and a half of an example of the car actually turning or stopping us, doing what's supposed to be doing, full autonomous, just for a short little time. He must have gotten some kind of approval. It could be even it could be just as useful for the government as it is for the people who own the cars. So that's how maybe he got all that data he's going to collect from all that, for that one little sample of full autonomous driving. All that data you can collect from that will be useful to giving to the government to see how far along they are and how much longer it's going to be till they can do it. So I think that's why they're doing it. But I don't know how they're going to do it without. I mean, that we're talking. That's going to be some heavy duty logistics involved, because man, just one person trusts that autopilot way too much and they have an accident. That could be bad PR for the company. I mean, every time an autopilot malfunctions or does something, that's why I always talk. You can take the human out of the element, but you can't take nature out. And so a lot of times sometimes it's not even other humans. It could be other things that, like a construction site where there's a barricade and the car doesn't see it until the last second or something. Things like that. That could affect it, and so I don't know how he's going to do this without having an accident, because it's just the media just loves to harp on it whenever it does make it the news. And it'd be the same with Nissan with their ProPilot system. If Nissan was courageous enough to allow ProPilot to work as much as AutoPilot's allowed to do, Nissan's being a little bit more reserved. They're holding back. They were promising level 3 by 2020. They're reneging on that, so now maybe 2020. They're being very cautious. They were hoping to have level 3 out by the Olympics over here, so they could show off how great their autonomous driving cars are. But now they're getting cold feet, this say? Let's see. Version 3 hardware, which very few people have, less than 5%. I say, okay, so I want to be able to try it until I get the upgrade. Yeah. I loved your Tesla truck episode. Oh, thanks, Chris. Thank you. Which one? The one where I was laughing at it, or the one I apologized about? But I don't feel too guilty about that, because everybody, including Tesla heads, even including all the Tesla fanboys, they all react like, what the hell is that? Oh my gosh, what is he thinking? And then like an hour later, oh, I like it. And that's kind of like me. I wasn't as quick as some people, but within about 12 to 18 hours, my brain had wrapped itself around this new concept of a car. And I was like on board. And as a matter of fact, I'm serious. I will buy this truck. I don't know how I'm going to afford it right now, but I'm going to work it out. I will buy this truck if it looks exactly the way it looks right now. If they change it too much to make to meet the crumple zone requirements and all that crap, if they change it too much for that, then I'll say, no, Ma, I'm out. Because at first I was like, oh, that's awful. I would never buy a car. Now it's like, no, I want that truck. I want that design, that one right there. Nothing else. I want that. I'm so weird. I'm a weird guy. I contradict myself probably too often. Oh boy. So anyways, let's see here. The ProPilot saved my life the other day. Yeah, right, good, right. I was talking about that with my. I don't have ProPilot in my first gen Leaf, but I have something similar to it, and not near as good in my Honda. The Nissan ProPilot is way better than what Honda has, but even my Honda was something similar to it, a little cheaper version of it. Bailed me out. First week I had the car, bailed me out big time. And it's like, thank goodness. It's like, it really is amazing. That's where I like the systems the way they are right now. That's why I like ProPilot the way it is right now. And I like AutoPilot the way it is right now. These cars, it's like having an extra set of eyes. You're not by yourself driving. Even when you are by yourself, you're not by yourself. You've got an extra set of eyes that might catch something that you didn't catch. Beautiful. That's awesome. That's exactly the way I want the cars to go. Gosh dang it, my phone is just acting up. Keeps closing on me. So that's exactly how I want them to work. Like that. I'm not looking for full. As a matter of fact, I was watching some. Oh, that's another thing I want to talk about is I've been doing a lot of research on Teslas recently, just because they have. I'm out in Japan. Tesla is not a big thing over here. You don't see it very often. It's a white whale, so it's like a Moby Dick thing over here. Now that the 3s are coming out, they're finally started shipping them in September. The first group of people got their first shipment of 3s over here. You're going to see it more often, because definitely the 3s are definitely going to sell better than the S's or X's. They're way more affordable, even with the extra money they have to pay for the import tax, import duty. Way more affordable than an S or an X. I mean, the S starts at 100,000, starts. And the X starts at 120,000. And so the 3 is you're gonna see it all over the place. I finally saw a 3. I was coming back from Costco, and I passed a 3 way out here in Chiba, and it was a white Model 3, and it's like, yeah, that's a good looking car. It is. I've finally, my brain is finally wrapped around that fascia, the front fascia. At first, I hated that thing. But, it looked like a toy car kind of. It reminded me of those toy cars you used to kick with your feet or something, the front fascia on it. But now I'm okay with it. And it's like, that's it. The white, it's a good looking car. I like that. I'm not a big fan of the reds. I will never like red. I had a red Honda. And Hondas are just as susceptible to this as any other car manufacturer. You cannot make a red that will not fade. It's just the way that I was told by one of the guys that worked at Honda. He's like, no, the way red is made, the dyes they use, the chemistry that's used to make the red color, it's just weak as hell against the sun. UV rays just fade it real quick. And so after I bought the red Edix, and I started noticing it was kind of turning orange, and he says, yeah, never buy a red, never. He says, I don't care what manufacturer, they're all the same. So I see a lot of people that buy the red Teslas, and I think to myself, boy, big mistake, because if you're going to hold on to that car for a long time, it's going to fade something terrible. But the white ones, I love the whites. Whites are good. That's why white is the main color you see over in Japan for cars, because they have the highest resale value. They do. White, as a matter of fact, the the loan companies sometimes tell you need to buy white. If you want to get a loan for this car, get white because it has a better resale value. And so, for obvious reasons, it's much more durable to solar the sun. And black looks good, and I like the charcoal gray. And that's about it for cars. So there's a blue, but I don't ever see anybody buying the blue over here. The blue is very, very rare in Japan for any of the cars. There was a brown Tesla Model S I really wanted. Now Tesla stopped doing brown, and that's a shame because the brown looks really good on a Tesla. The brown they had was a very nice looking brown. I liked it. And that would be pretty good too, I think, pretty durable. But the red was awful for all cars. It's just awful. Stay away from red, guys. Don't buy red. It looks good at the beginning, but it fades something fierce. Let's see here. I'm way behind. Sorry, I'm way behind. The profiles, yeah, right. Just put a big, meaty bull bar on the front. Problem solved. I get what you're saying. I just figured out what you were talking about because I kind of came in late in the conversation. Yeah, exactly. Problem solved, buddy. You just gonna push everything out of the way. Just put a just got back from Dallas. What's up? Hey, old slow Jim. Nothing. I'm just talking. Just a Christmas episode. Want to say Merry Christmas. I was just talking about just some Tesla stuff. I'm not a Tesla owner, and I'm not even but I figure. I've been investigating Tesla a lot since I put my pre-order in, and just curious about things. And because I have to pay $7,500 for that stupid full autonomous package if you want it. And in Japan, because it's so regulated by the government, we don't even get lane change over here yet. We don't have smart summoning. We don't have any of those features. And so I really was looking into is it really worth it? And then I found out Americans will have to pay $7,000 for it, and I'm already paying $75,000. And I was like, and I was talking to my wife about it. I was like, honestly, you know how I feel about it. I don't really want a level 5 fully autonomous car. It's called a taxi. It's called Uber. If you want that, I don't want that. I want to be able to drive. I like to drive. You go that way, you're gung ho on that. It's like, well, you can still drive if you want right now. But what the government really wants in the future is to pull those stupid steering wheels out of the cars eventually, and I don't want that. And if you're going gung ho and full, everybody's like, yeah, I want full autonomous. You're just kind of pushing it along. You're like rushing the situation. I don't want to deal with that. So I told my wife, I said, with a plus on the fact that you don't even have they don't even offer lane changes. There's no traffic light recognition. There's no stop sign recognition. None of that stuff is even showing up. I could put that money towards something better, like the Quad Runner, the ATV, or something else, or the tent kit, or something like that. So when it gets closer, I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna change it, and get rid of the full autonomous package. It's a joke. For Japan, it's a joke, and I'll do it. Put the money more wisely in something else. It still has AutoPilot. It just it's more like a level 2, right? Level 2 AutoPilot, but that's fine. That's fine with me. I'm okay with that. It's good. It's all good. So, let's see. I will get a new EV when I can buy directional charge, so I can charge the EV for free at my local, and then use the EV to run my house with my solar. Well, that would be a Leaf. Right now, Leaf to Home. I don't know if you have Leaf to Home in UK. We have Leaf to Home. Also, the Cybertruck. Technically, you could do it. Jack Rickard was talking about it. Because Cybertruck has such a powerful inverter, and they're going to allow you to access it for the 220 in the back, the outlet 220 to run power to it. Theoretically, it'd be really easy to rewire a house so you could, when you need to, you could plug into that 220 outlet in the back of the truck, and you could power most of your house with that. You shut down the main breaker, have a second breaker set up to take the power from the truck, and you can wire it right in, and boom, there you go. You got it. So that's where the Cybertruck could come in handy, because other than that, Tesla doesn't offer anything like that. Nissan does. They have a big ass inverter that it's called Leaf to Home. It's a huge inverter. It's not really big, but it's bigger than one that's on board on the current Leaf what we have in Japan. And you can access it, so you can charge your car much faster using that inverter, because it's a much more powerful charger built into it than because it uses DC direct, goes right into your DC plug, your channel plug, and So you can charge your car much quicker at home, and then you can flip it. You can switch it and direct DC out of the car into the inverter, and the inverter will convert it to AC and run it into your house at, I don't know how many kilowatts. I think 7 point something kilowatts. Maybe more. They don't give you the specifics on purpose, but it's enough to power your important stuff. You've got your refrigerator still online, and your lights and heating if you need it, and you can access TVs and stuff if you want to and stuff. So you can power half the house, maybe a port. We're talking about a Japanese house. Japanese houses are like 15 amps. They run very low power because electricity is very expensive. The kilowatts are very expensive over here, and so they keep them. They keep the houses small. They keep the electricity they limit to 15 amps usually on the house, and so Cybertruck would be able to power the whole house probably. So would leaf to home. America might be a different story, or England, but that's how it is over here. So leaf to home works great for a lot of Japanese. They use it for what they do is they charge the car at night, and in the daytime they power the house because the daytime electricity rates are really extremely high, but at night they're really cheap. So that's how they do it. Anyways, let's see. There's a few Tesla around where I live now, so the game is changing. 2 years ago, EV was rare around our area. Yeah, exactly. Well, those Model 3s have good, decent range, especially if you get the extended range package or the performance package. Those have really decent range on them, and if you drive them, EV wise, you can get some good range. If you drive them like an ICE car, you'll probably get the numbers at Tesla still. Tesla's actually pretty good about it. Nissan's not. Nissan, when they give you the range, like what they say the range is going to be on the car, that's like best case scenario. Tesla seems to be a little bit more real world about their range numbers, because I hear a lot of people that own Tesla say, I'm doing better because Tesla's being more realistic. They're saying, okay, we're going to throw just an idiot he's never driven an EV in, and I don't mean idiot like an idiot, but just a person that's not really EV savvy yet. They used to drive ICE cars and they switch over to an EV. What kind of range they get is what we're going to post. That way we're playing it safe. So anybody's an EV driver, they're going to get better numbers, and they're going to whoa, that's cool. They're going to like that. Nissan's the opposite. They just assume that everyone, and they never include the winter range. And Tesla's one of those guys too. And they need to talk about that. They should have on the thing. It should have a like warm weather and a cold weather range number. Really should be there, because it changes quite a bit even on a Tesla. Let's see. Mine's still perfect. Awesome. White is a worker's car. Well, yeah. Company car, you mean, right? All the company cars in Japan are always white, right? It's just a sea of white cars because they encourage you to buy white in this country. I have full body PPF, but it shouldn't affect sun fading. Right. You're talking about the vinyl covering, the wrap, the body wrap. We used to have that, and the companies it didn't last. Nobody was. They were doing the hoods. People would do the hoods. They did a fat black. It was a flat black hood on all these. What was it? Most of the time it was Audis and Volvos for some reason over here. We're doing the flat black hood only, and it looked ridiculous. And it just didn't. It wasn't enough to keep them in business. So that was kind of funny. Yeah. So that's what you're using. Right. Let's see. Tesla is pretty common here. I see at least 2 on the road. Well, yeah, you're close to California. Yeah, you're gonna see a lot in that area, especially Arizona. Arizona's a good spot for Teslas as well. Just saw a Model 3 in white 10 minutes ago. There you go. I want level 5 for when I'm 80 plus. Okay, well, I mean, that's a fair thing. That's a fair thing. That's cool. And I think we don't have to be level 5 even. I mean, level 4 would be good enough for most 80 plus year olds. We have 80 plus year olds right now with zero autonomous, zero anything. I got a 80-year-old guy, 80-some-year-old guy and a woman, and their car's got dings all over it because when they park it, they're getting old, and so they park it. They have a tight little parking spot at their house, and they hit little things that are sitting outside, like he might leave his tools outside or whatever. And bumps into the shovel and it tips over and hits the car. So he's got little dings and stuff all over the car. But that car is like 15 years old at least. It's an old Fit, first gen Fit. and he still drives that thing around. I mean, so even level 4 is better than what we have 80-plus-year-old people driving right now. So it would help a lot. I mean, it really does. Level 2, right? My Honda, and the ProPilot is right now level 2. And that is like, it's just amazing. It's just such a huge difference going from just standard cruise control to level 2 assistive. You know, where you got all these sensors all over the car, sonar and the cameras and stuff, looking and scanning and everything. And it already, that's just awesome. So I get that. Do generally solar setups let you store? No, we're just talking about that. No, you cannot store power in Japan. It's against the law. What you do is you tie into the grid. It's not fair. So what you do is you tie into the grid, and the power company, which is TEPCO, they pay you this much for your solar energy. And then when it switches around at night and you start drawing energy off the grid, they charge you more than what they paid for your electricity during the daytime. Wonderful. But you still work out. It still works out where you're breaking even after you pay your loan payment for the solar panels. You're breaking even. You're not any worse off than it's breaking even. Okay, you're not making any money. You're not saving any money. You're just the same as if you didn't have solar panels. What you'd be paying for electricity rate. But see, that's the beauty of it. The solar panels usually have a lifespan of about 20 years, usually. And the loans usually are about 20 years. They're smart. Your warranty is, 10 to 15 max on these solar panels? And your loan's still another 5 years, 5 to 10 years. They're smart. It's big business. But that's just Japan. I mean, other countries have better deals than we have. But it's still, like I said, it's nice. What's nice about it is when there's a disaster, when we have a typhoon that knocks out your grid, or a big earthquake knocks out your grid. Your solar panels, boom, booyah, you got power, everyone else doesn't. So that's where it comes in handy. You can't store the energy, so at night you're screwed, but at least in the daytime you got plenty of energy to do your cooking or, all that stuff. What I do is just have some little teeny backup generators to carry you through the night, and then boom, you got back online again in the daytime. So you can't store. They just won't let you store over here. Let's see. Wow, I'm way behind. Me too. Assuming I make it that far. What? Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I feel like last night I thought I was going to die. I had such bad heartburn. I thought I was dying. I really did. I was this close to going in the room and saying, sweetie, I think you need to call 911. I was in bad shape. I was like, my heart was just racing. I was cold sweats. I was like, I was in terrible shape. But I calmed myself down. It was partially a panic attack, too, because I was feeling so bad, I think. Do Japanese solar setups let you... Oh, I said right that. Sorry. Leaf to home is brilliant. I have a Moya 4.8 kilowatt storage battery, and they have partnered with Honda and their EV. Cool. Yeah, the Honda Urban, what's called just a Honda EV, right? That's going to be cool. It's a nice car. A little pricey compared to some of the Teslas out there, but it's a nice car. Canada is 200 amp for a house. Yeah, and I'm running at 80 amps, and I thought I was special. I'm a special boy in this country because my house is like 80 amps. Most houses are like 35, 40 amps. And I'm at 80. I'm like, yeah, score. Because I have a school downstairs, so I needed a little extra power and stuff. And so I did 80 amps. I had a fight kind of with the electrician to put an 80 amp system in. And you guys are 200? That's crazy. That's funny. My watt hour per mile is worse than EPA rating due to cold winters. Well, yeah, that's what I was talking about. That's why they need 2 ratings. But not even Tesla will do that. That does bother me. It's one of my things about the current electric cars. Especially for people that never bought up. This is where it really pisses me off, because you're not helping the situation as an OEM or whoever you are that are putting these cars out with these catalog ratings. And a person that doesn't know anything about EVs buys the car in the fall or winter, or even buys it in the summer, and winter comes and the range just plummets because of the regenerative braking is non-existent. I know a guy. He bought these still first gen, but the 30 kilowatt hour Leaf. And I was a little jealous when I saw it because he's my neighbor. And I said, "Oh, you got the 30 kilowatt. Oh, how's that extra range?" And he's like, "What are you talking about? It's not the range that they told me. I can't even make it to work anymore. In the wintertime, he was like fuming. Because the range they rated, I thought I could make it to work. I can't even make it to work. And I have to charge, but then don't make it. And I was like, okay, chill out, dude. Calm down. Sorry about it. Sorry. I said, your car is still way more range than my car in the wintertime, and I still love my car. Yeah, sorry they lied to you. And that's what it is. If they'd been upfront with him from the beginning, either he wouldn't have bought it, and he would have said, well, maybe next time. Maybe when it's a bigger battery. Or he would have thought, well, okay, fine, I'll charge once. I'll charge once on the way. I'll just get up a little extra early, and I'll charge once on the way. But no, they had him thinking that, he's going to have that range all year round. And so winter comes, and he's like, oh, crap, right? And so, yeah, he was fuming for obviously, he's perfectly legitimate reasons. And that's what pisses me off about that stuff. Let's see. See, I always get sidetracked in these chats, so if I stay off of what I originally was going to talk about too long, let me know. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, mine was clear PPF that covers the whole car. Right. Those clear ones. And Japan, we've had those on the door jams and the steps. They put the clear stuff on there so it helps protect the paint a little bit from animals and things like that. And I guess it doesn't come standard in America, or at least not on a Tesla, so you have to usually do that yourself when you get the Tesla. Yeah, I recommend that. Anybody that has a car that doesn't have that clear stuff, especially when you open the door where that little step is, put that stuff down. It will protect the paint because it does get scratched up from people. You have rocks stuck in your shoes and stuff, and you step up there, it can scratch it and stuff. Or dogs and stuff. Chris says, yeah, that really bugged me about Nissan Magical Range. Right. I love the Hyundai Kona and Kia Niro EV. Yeah, right. The Lemon Tea Leaf. He's another a fellow UK person. I think he's in Scotland. He might be. At least he's got the Scottish accent. So, but maybe he's not living in Scotland anymore right now. He just moved, so I don't know where he's at right now. But anyways, he has a Kona. You should watch his videos. Very fascinating. The Kona is really good for range and it has incredible regenerative braking on it. Incredible. He can regenerate. He can regenerate more power to his batteries from regenerative braking than I can get from my charger, quick charger. My Leaf limits me at 50, right, which is really 40 some kilowatt hours or 40 some kilowatts of DC fast charging on first gen Leaf. His Kona going down a hill, regenerative braking gets like 150. It's ridiculous. It's really good regenerative braking. So that's why it has pretty good range on it. Good regenerative braking on that car. Watch Lemon Tea Leaf. He's a fun channel to watch. He's like me. He's a nerd. He puts up all the numbers, Leaf Spy and all that stuff. He puts it all up and you can see everything in real time while he's driving. Pretty cool. Shout out to him. Noah says, I do way better than EPA rating in summer, so I'm okay with it. Cars rated for 250 kilowatt. Yeah, right. I get 150. Yeah, it's my point. That's what I like about Tesla. Tesla does do a little more real world. They put it kind of crappy. Not really, but I mean, kind of. Because they're just putting it like for everyday driver. La la la. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to step on the gas or step on the XL and just... And then, I love that acceleration. It feels great. A little bit of regen, but I'm going to slam on the brakes at the same time and use the brake pads unnecessarily. But that's okay because I want to stop fast. Yeah. That's what it's rated for. But then us EV drivers that, we like to coast a lot. We do that. We like that EV torque and, we like to feel that once in a while, but we don't go haywire with it all the time. After a while, you mature and you just do it once in a great while. You don't do it all the time anymore at the lights. You're not out racing everybody at the light after a while. And then you just become more of an EV driver over time. And then when you see a red light, you let it coast more. Just let it slow down its own using the regenerative braking. And especially with the Tesla has two modes. I think it's two modes, a softer and a harder regenerative braking. And I found that the hard regenerative braking was a little bit better than my first gen Leaf. Not as strong as some other EVs I've driven for regenerative braking, but I thought it was perfect. It wasn't too strong, but it wasn't too light for the strong one. And the light one was still pretty nice too. That was more like my first gen Leaf's regenerative braking, right? An EV mode. You put the Leaf in EV or what is it called? Eco mode, and the lower power regenerative braking on the Model 3 feels like the Leaf in eco mode, right? And then you put the Leaf in brake mode, and that's what the more powerful regenerative braking feels like to me. But maybe a little stronger than brake mode on the Leaf. Maybe a little more stronger than that. But yeah, it was good. I liked it. And so that you can, since it's so similar to my Leaf, I had no problem working out when it was gonna, come to a stop pretty much on its own through the regenerative braking. So I always had those lights timed perfectly. I was like, so you hardly ever use your brake pads, right? It's awesome if you do it right. So you get way better mileage, way better watts per miles, or watt hours per miles, and also your brake pads last frickin' forever, pretty much. And let me tell you, on a Tesla, that's a big deal, because a brake job on a Tesla is a lot more expensive than a brake job on a Leaf. It's just the way it is. You're dealing with Brembo brakes. You're dealing with a little bit, bigger, physically bigger size brake pads in the front than a Leaf has, and I think the back's probably about basically the same. Probably they look pretty small in the back on the 3 as well. But yeah, and also you're dealing with a higher end car, so your service prices are going to be a little higher. So that's more incentive to just really try to take it easy on the brakes, because if you can prolong that service, that's great. I want to talk about that too. Is one thing I've been noticing I've been doing a lot of investigating and stuff. And Rich Rebuilds is a great channel. Once again, another shout out to another channel for Tesla people. Rich Rebuilds. He's really good. He's the only guy pretty much the only guy I know of that has a shop that it's a third party shop for repairing and also for routine maintenance and stuff that you can go to. It's in Massachusetts. Why you can do it is because he's in Massachusetts, the only state in America where right to repair exists. And so he has a shop, a brand new shop, and he'll service your 3, and it'll be a little less than if you went to Tesla. Not a lot less, because you're still dealing with Tesla parts and things like that. And he still charges a certain amount of money for labor and stuff. And there is more involved, and he was talking about it, and he was showing like a routine checkup for a Model 3. And he has a guy that used to work for Tesla, now he works for him. So this guy is certified. This guy knows what he's doing with Teslas. And he was showing all the stuff you have to do for a routine checkup. And you take the wheels off, you check the alignment, you take the wheels off, check the alignment, and he says it was feathering on the inside on the front, so he had to realign it. So they do alignment when you're getting in for just a checkup. And he also checked all the brakes. He took the brake calipers right off, took the brake pads out, checked them. They sprayed some kind of crap on them, put them back in so they were squeaking or anything. He says, this is Massachusetts. We're up in the cold country, a lot of salt in the road and stuff, so we have to do that. Otherwise, your brakes start squeaking. And also, if you don't take care of it, eventually corrosion will set in, even on the brake pads and stuff, the calipers and stuff. So just routine maintenance is really important for that kind of stuff. Really fascinating. But it was like a $400 checkup. I don't have that with a Japanese car. We don't have those kind of things really. But once again, we're dealing with, it's kind of apples and oranges. With the Tesla it's more like owning a BMW or Benz. You're gonna have to do those little bit more expensive maintenance routines, but it's expensive, but not near as expensive as a repair, right? Especially with those high end cars, not near as expensive as a repair. A repair would cost thousands of dollars. So if you're just $400 every so many thousands of miles, I'll take that. Yeah, we don't have that with Japanese cars, especially like Toyotas are the best for, you can really abuse the crap out of Toyotas, and they'll just keep going and last and last and last. But it's just what it is. It is what it is. Let me go on. Hi, babe. Dog's quiet. I'm doing a live stream, babe. Yeah. Let's see. They call it normal low for reasons like anything. I always use max unless there's icy snow. Right on, no. Very good. Aaron says things are different in EV, not bad, just different way of thinking. Right. That's a great way of putting it, Aaron. Great way of putting it. Yeah, independent EV shops. We need that for older EVs. Right on. Absolutely. And I'm really hoping Louis Rossman is another guy who's fighting hard for right to repair for any kind of product, not just cars, but any products. It's important. It's like when you buy something, you should be able to own it. It should be yours, and you should be able to make a decision where you want to take it. I know these people, like, they use this excuse, well, for safety and stuff like that. And there might be a little more truth to it with the cars than there is with computers and stuff, or phones and stuff. But it's still a bit of a lie, too, at the same time. It's still a bit of a lie. Yeah, you might make a mistake and take your car to an independent mechanic that doesn't know what the hell they're doing at all, and, to save a few bucks. But she'll find out, before you have any accidents, you usually find out you got screwed, and a normal person will take it to a different shop and have those mistakes fixed, usually. So I don't think that would be such a big deal. Also, I don't know. But yeah, Rich is awesome. I like watching him. He just keeps it real. He's like me. He loves Tesla cars just like I do. Not a big fan of the company and how they run things in certain ways. But he loves the cars, and he hates the Tesla. He calls them Tesla fanboys. I'm starting to believe it's more of, and I'm starting to believe it's almost like robots. They're not real people. A lot of these people that come and attack you if you say anything negative about the company. I'm starting to believe that there are employees of some sort, like companies they're being like maybe even India, where you can hire these companies to just go out there and pretend to be fans, or like raise your number. There's tricks that YouTubers do sometimes to raise their subscriber count or whatever. There's things you can do because the higher subscriber count, the more things you have available to you as far as services go through YouTube and stuff. So they'll do that. They'll pay a lot of money to have these companies fake subscribers to them. They get caught, they get in big trouble. Anyways, I'm just saying, there's things like you can do like for that, and I'm starting to believe that maybe that's what's going on with the Teslas. I'm starting to believe that it might not even be real. These people that come and they'll attack a channel for saying anything negative about the company at all, anything negative at all. They just attack, and they attack hard. I'm starting to think that they're just paid actors in a way to do it, because we all know that they can't be Tesla owners, because Tesla owners they are just as critical. And owners, the people that buy these cars are just as critical, because these cars aren't, well, the 3s are pretty affordable, pretty good. But like the S's and X's are not cheap cars. They're not. They're very expensive, high-end cars. And if you're having issues with a $100,000 car with taillights getting liquid moisture in them all the time, or your door handles not working, freezing up and breaking, and it costs $1,000. Yeah, they're gonna have some complaints about that, and they have the right to. They own the car. They paid for that car. They paid for the right to be critical of things that shouldn't be happening on a $150,000 car, right? So I think these people that don't like to hear any kind of negativity towards something, I think they're maybe more paid actors than anything. I don't know. Just my feelings. Aaron, he says, I was wondering when someone would remove gas pumps and replace with DC fast charging stations at a gas station. Someone did it in Maryland. Oh, that's cool. That's a great idea. Well, I mean, we have that over here. We have not gas stations, but we have convenience stores with chargers now at them. It pretty much makes it almost like a gas station, because what do gas stations have? They usually have a little mini mart where you can go and you get food and get filled up with junk food and stuff after you gassed up your car. Well, now they're starting to do that over in America. Jack has been begging for that. He says, think about it. Your car is you're there. You're dedicated there, not for 3 minutes or 5 minutes. You're dedicated there for at least 30 minutes. He's like, dude, you're a fool not to set up a charging station at a mini mart, at a 7-Eleven or whatever kind of convenience stores you have, or Circle K. You're a fool not to do that, because you're gonna have people going in and out like crazy, making purchases. I do it when I charge at my convenience store over here almost every night. I charge up to 60%, 60 or 70%, and if I need to, I'll top it off at home. But usually 67% is more than enough, especially when we're not working. It's more than enough. It'll last us like 2 or 3 days. because we don't drive a lot. And also, if we do drive, I mean, everything's condensed over here, right? 70 miles over here, it's just like ridiculous. It's just the way it is. So anyways, when I charge over there at the convenience store, I'm constantly going in and out using the restroom. I'm buying a drink, then I'm going to get some chips, and then I want something else. I munch like crazy, or maybe I'll get a magazine to read, or whatever, So it would be, you're going to make more money off of that than you would off of people with ICE cars, I think. A lot of people with ICE cars, they get in, get out. They want to go. They're in a hurry. Us EV people, we have a different state of mind. We're in a more relaxed state anymore. It's really nice. It's freeing in a way. We're not doing that. Gotta get going. Just rushing all the time, and it really pisses off the ICE drivers because it starts to go through our, even when we're driving, we're like, we're almost like a Sunday driver, and it drives the ICE people nuts because the ICE people, their mindset is like, from A to B right now. Gotta get there. Gotta go. Go. Stop. Go. They can't slow down, smell the roses. They really can't. And I get that. I was like that when I had an ICE car. I wouldn't let anybody when we take trips to Osaka and stuff. It's like it's not far, but because of speed limits, it's like a 6-hour trip, 5-hour trip. I did it in about 4. I'm not gonna say the speed was going, but I was doing a little bit over the speed limit. And I also would not stop unless I had to get gas. It's like they'd be like, I have to use gas. You can wait. You can hold it. Just like, we're gonna get there. And that's the mindset of an ICE head. When you start driving EVs, and I think most EV people will vouch for me on this and back me up on this. Your mindset changes and you start to kind of chillax. You're like, ooh, you just go with the flow and enjoy life more. A lot less stress. It's nice. It's a nice mindset. Let's see here. I love Tesla. Shush, don't tell Toyota. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with, dude, Toyota is an awesome car company. They make the best cars out there as far as reliability goes and price points. Hands down, the best. They need to get into the EV market. They're really dragging their feet on that, and I think it's hurting them. Bye, Jay. Have a good day. When they do, that could be a game changer because Toyota, they were trying to wait till they had the solid state battery. They're like, we're gonna come out when we have solid state available. They're finding out that solid state battery is more of a unicorn than they thought, and so they're teaming up with Mazda, and they're gonna come out with something with Mazda, and they're also gonna come up with something of their own. And you're gonna see that things are gonna heat up in the EV market as well. Tesla is it's the gold standard right now when it comes to EVs for obvious reasons. They put the most effort into it. They're strictly EV. All the other companies out there, they have their majority of their business is still ICE cars, and so they don't put as much time and effort into the EVs as Tesla does. So Tesla's the gold standard, as it should be if they are strictly an EV company. If they were strictly an EV company, they couldn't make like the best of the best, then they're in the wrong business. We've got competition coming out soon, Rivian and some other guys where they're strictly EV makers as well. China's got some companies coming out soon. They're going to go worldwide pretty soon here, and there'll be strict competition as well. Toyota, that could be a deep, because I'm frustrated and kind of don't know what to think about Nissan right now. They have I love the 40s and I love the 62 kilowatt Leaf. My first gen is my favorite of all time. I still like my first gen more than even the new Leafs. I like the styling kind of the Leafs, but I don't like the fact that they just look like every other car on the inside. I like the uniqueness of my first gen Leaf on the inside. Okay. Just wish the range was better on it, because especially when it comes to wintertime, your range really drops. Plus, when the battery starts to degrade, your range really drops, right? So that's where battery size makes a difference, and that's why I like the 40 kilowatt and 62 kilowatt hour Leaf. They have better range and everything. But I haven't seen, with the exception of that SUV they're going to supposedly put out in the UK, that's going to kind of be similar to that prototype that they, not prototype, but the concept car they had at the motor show this year. With the exception of that, and that's not even going to show up in Japan, I guess, and it's not going to show up maybe a lot of these cars aren't going to show up in the USA. I don't know what direction they're going. They let everybody else just fly by them, including the Korean companies and Volkswagen, and they're just letting all these other companies just like fly by them. And it was Tesla was the gold standard. That was like the if you're like premium, if you wanted a premium electric car, that was Tesla. And then right after that was for the masses was the Nissan. That was the way it was just a few years ago. And now it's like Tesla. I mean Nissan. People don't even like. I've been noticing all these Tesla channels, and they're talking about who's going to be the first to make the full autonomous driving car. And they mentioned Tesla or this other company, Wow something. And they don't even mention Nissan. And Nissan is actually, they are still in the, at least last time I checked, they were still seriously working on a fully autonomous driving car. The car show I went to a couple years ago, they actually had Nissan Leafs taxiing people from the train station to the car show, and they were completely driverless cars. They were showing what their technology, what it's going to be like in a few years. And it didn't have those. It didn't have those funky, what are those things, those weird laser cameras they have on the top of Uber cars and stuff. It wasn't like that. It was just using the stuff that they have on our current Nissan Leafs with extra pillar cameras and stuff, like what a Tesla has, with some extra cameras on the pillars and stuff. But basically the same thing. And they were saying we'll have level 3 or level whatever that level is for full autonomous. We'll have that in the near future. And I think they're still working on that. Yeah, they delayed it a little bit, but they're still working on it. But they're not even being mentioned anymore because nobody even puts Nissan in the same category as Kona even anymore. The Leaf has been trampled on by so many, because, and I was talking about that with somebody. I think in a comment I wrote back or something. I can't remember if it was a comment I was writing back to, or it was a previous episode I was talking about. They now, with these bigger batteries, now they have a 40 and a 60, especially with a 62 kilowatt hour battery pack, they can now, and plus with the batteries costing so much less. When Tesla and Nissan were first building the cars, it was $1,000 roughly a kilowatt hour of battery, right? And that's why Nissan went really cheap. They went small battery pack, and they went no BMS system, no active BMS system. And Tesla was like, well, we'll just go high end. We'll just the battery's so expensive, they're just going to push the car price up here. So we'll just make the car very luxurious, and we'll just go high end at first. And both of them had good ideas, and it worked. It worked for us. It worked out great for the people. So if you wanted the high end super luxury car, you had one. But if you also wanted just a cheap, heavy duty, like something you could just take abuse and keep running and go, granted on a shorter range, you had the Leaf. And it worked great. Now they have 62 kilowatt hour Leaf battery pack, and the battery packs are like almost I think about $120 a kilowatt now to build. They can put an active battery management system in, which means they could change the chemistry of the battery pack. Right now, their chemistry is a much more mild chemistry, so it doesn't have thermal runaway issues like the Tesla battery packs tend to have if they don't have an active battery management. And my point is with that is that batteries last longer. They're much more durable on Tesla. And they could make the batteries much more durable on a Nissan Leaf if they would just add an active BMS system and change the chemistry a little more, just a little bit more robust chemistry in the battery pack. But you'd have the thermal cooling and the heating to keep the battery at a constant standard temperature like a Tesla has. And they could do it, and they can still keep the cars fairly affordable, I think, now. Yeah, not as affordable as I get it. Tesla owns their own battery company, Gigafactory, and so Nissan's still at the mercy of other battery manufacturers for their battery packs. And so it will be a little more expensive than a 3, but you would have a better battery if they can make a decent SUV, dual motor SUV with decent range and a decent battery management system and a battery that lasts more than a year before you lose a seg and stuff. If they can do something like that, you would have a lot more people loyal to the brand. But the people, they're losing their loyal customers, including me maybe, with the fact that they're just kind of being stubborn. They're very proud of their battery packs being so stable without needing an active battery management system. But at the cost of the battery's health, it goes down quicker. It doesn't last as long. It's almost like a philosophical thing, though, really, when it comes to that kind of business model. Looking for okay, let's see. The Toyota will have their act together. Looking forward to the Toyota CHR EV. Also Toyota with a solid-state battery in the pipeline. Right. A lot of gas stations like BP in the UK, right, now have rapid chargers. My area only have one rapid charger. Now, we have some gas stations that have rapid chargers, but boy, they charge the heck out of you. They're not plugged in the same. Remember, I have this card that works with almost all chargers in Japan. I pay $20 a month, and I can use those chargers as much as I want with no extra charge. I just pay $20 a month, flat rate, and I can charge as much as I want. But the gas stations are not part of that system. So when you go to the gas stations, they charge the heck out of you. You're really getting ripped off over here using the gas station chargers. I don't know why, but that's the way it is over here. So, also, Jim, if you're thinking about buying an EV in Japan, stay away from the gas station chargers. So you'll find out the hard way when they stick you the bill after you charge up. 2 fast charging, 50 miles radius. That's fine. 50-mile radius is perfectly fine for even a first-gen Leaf. If I see an old out-of-business gas station, I think someone... please open back up with DC charger. Right on, Aaron. Yeah, that's a great idea. They will do better business than they ever did before. That's the funny thing about it. Volkswagen will be looking good in a few years as well. I think so. It's possible. Volkswagen just got nailed hard in Australia now. They're still up to their little tricks and stuff with those stupid GDI engines, which are not gas direct injection engines. They're not good. I found out my Honda little K car has the same system, and that's not good for longevity, engine longevity, GDI. Stay away from it. Not to have thermal water battery cooling in a Nissan is one of the reasons for not buying one, and the poor range and high price for that range. It used to be a high price. I think the Nissan Leafs are a little, well, you're right, the 62, you're right, 62 kilowatt hour. Over here, I don't know about where you guys live, but over here is $50,000. 50 grand with ProPilot, 50 grand. And the battery life, we don't know yet, but it doesn't look like, it can't be any better than what the first gen Leaf is. Could be even worse because they've, what is that, it's more than double density battery pack. It's the same size, it's just a little physical, it's a teeny bit bigger than the first gen Leaf's battery pack, not a lot. And they've crammed, 3 times the amount of battery in it. So I don't know. Is it triple density? I don't know, but it's and they did change they had to change the chemistry of the battery again so it could cool quicker, because you got those cells so tightly packed together with only not even a fan, not anything to cool the battery pack, but just wind. So yeah, it's pricey. You're right. You got to keep it real. You're absolutely right. I'm not gonna be a fanboy for Nissan anymore. You're absolutely right, Christopher. We're just test beds for corpse during. Yes, that's why they're called corpse. Right. That's right. During the transition to EVs. Right. We're the betas. Testers. I'm not a beta male. We're beta testers. But better than gammas, anyways. As far as males go. Anyways. Gas and diesel will be third world transportation. I just saw hundreds of wind farms in Texas. Yeah, we have some wind farms over here, and people are suing the companies and stuff because it's making them go insane. The noise, that low hum, constant hum, and depending where your house is, it can be pretty bad. And people are just they're starting to sue. But Japan's always been kind of strict about that, especially military. The American military bases always get crap for all the noise they make, even though I live right next to a Japanese Air Force base or military base, and they just make tons of noise all day, to the point where I have to physically pull my kids out of class and take them somewhere else farther away because the noise is so loud it fills up my classroom, especially when they're working with the 60 caliber or 50 calibers and they do mortars sometimes. And so it gets really loud, and then not including they do a lot of parachute practice. So they got the jets and the helicopters flying overhead. C1, what are those? C something? Those big cargo planes where they drop them from the bottom of it pops open and they drop out that way. And they also use the dual blade, the dual prop helicopters. for doing they do night jumps and they do day jumps, constantly practicing jumping out of the airplanes and aircraft. And so those things are really noisy too. You got the jets kind of flying low altitude. Those C-180s or whatever they are. They're flying pretty low altitude, so it's pretty noisy. Your house shakes a little bit. And then the helicopters, not much better. Those, you know what those dual props are like. So Japan doesn't say, they don't really go after their own government too often, but they will go after the U.S. government on the noise factor, and they're going after the wind farms right now over here for the noise factor. I already did that. I already read that, right? No, I didn't. I saw gas at 198 in South Texas. That's cheap, 230 average. I saw about 10 semis loaded with Tesla on the freeway coming from Texas. They are selling. We're all going to be EV owners. I think so. I think Tesla is going to be, now that they're making cars for the masses, now that they have their own battery factory and they can make these cars more affordable, and I mean now the trucks, that Cybertruck's ridiculously cheap for the specs it has. It's just ridiculously cheap for the specs. Even the tri-motor just blows the other trucks out of the water on specs and price, and range, and charging is going to be, electricity is still cheaper than gas, and so now they're making these kind of vehicles, and they're forcing the other EV makers. They're going to have to follow suit, or they're going to vaporize. They're going to be gone. It's going to be more. Is going to be more mainstream. We're still. I don't even think we make up 1% of the car population yet on the roads. It's getting there. It's going to get there. The infrastructure is getting built better. Man, the last time I checked Tesla infrastructure recently in America, it's really doing well. And they got this. They're doing this major construction on the Canadian-American border, going all the way across from West Coast to East Coast. Tons of charging. You can see there's tons of symbols saying they're under construction. They're just building tons of them. They're getting the network built really well. It's getting better. That was one complaint a lot of Tesla owners out in the Midwest and stuff was like, I got this great car, but I'm stuck. Even when it's long range, I'm stuck because the closest supercharger is still outside my car's range and stuff. But that's starting to change now. And with the infrastructure finally catching up, that's what's going to get people to be more interested in cars. Now the only thing is though, you still have to get these ice heads that are used to 90 second stops to fill up their vehicles, getting used to doing a 30-minute or 40-minute stops. In the meantime, until the more powerful chargers are available and we can charge cars in like 10 to 15 minutes. Until then, you're going to have to change and even then, with a person that's used to 90 seconds, even that's going to wait 10 to 15 minutes, that they might be like, 10 to 15 minutes to wait for fill up my vehicle? They might have a problem with that. They just might. So it's still going to take some time to get people on board. And there's also a stupid stigma with EVs, and this is another thing I want to talk about. It's one of my rants I was going to go into, and I might as well start it right now, is I've been investigating like crazy Tesla, and I've been finding a lot of Tesla channels out there. And one thing that's really hilarious is all these Model 3 guys, and I kind of like it. These Model 3 guys are out, and they're making videos. It's like my old videos I made with my Leaf, where they would take trips. They're going to take trips, and they're going to show on the map, well, I got to stop here, 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 and here, and they show the miles. Okay, so I went this many miles, and now I'm charging, and I'm at this percentage, and I'm going to need to get to this percentage to get the next charger, and do all that stuff. And it's like Tesla born, Ian Sampson and me and a couple other guys from the very beginning, we were doing that with our cars a long time ago. But now these Model 3 owners that they didn't even have an electric car until they bought the 3. They didn't even think about it until they got the 3. Now they're all gung-ho on them, so they're making their own channel, which is cool. It's really cool. But a lot of these guys, a lot of these owners, they make it so hard to really want to buy a Tesla. And the cold hard fact is a lot of these Tesla owners are, they're They really make it hard for me to want to buy. They kind of take all the wind out of it. They really do. I like the Teslas a lot. I like their performance. Like the price is getting better. I like a lot of the features they offer. But the thing I don't like are a lot of the owners. I'm not saying all, but I would say the majority. Like 60% of Tesla owners, I don't want to be next to. I don't want to talk to them. I can't stand them. I just don't like them. It's just so annoying. And they really do make it hard for other non-EV people to get on board. They're kind of tainting the picture of EVs with their whole attitude and everything. A lot of them are these prissy little boys who have to wear the skinny jeans and act like a girl almost, and it's just everything about them. They're the way they talk to their people, their superiority attitudes, and their three, and these guys most of them are just the three owners. One thing I discovered one time when I was making really good money, I took my wife for Valentine's Day. I took her to the Conrad, a very high-end hotel where the cheapest suite is $750 a night, and I treated her to a suite. And with those suites, you get a special private, what do they call it? What's it called? It's like the common area where you go to for eating and stuff. What's it called? It was called the executive lounge. We got a private lounge. You got a regular lounge for all the main people that rent, stay in the hotel. But for the people that pay that extra premium price of those suites, we get the executive lounge where you have our own private chef on site, and they're like doing stuff right there. Like breakfast is made by a chef right in the lounge, right in front of your face and stuff. Really nice gourmet, and there's free champagne as much as you want in that executive lounge, and it's really beautiful lounge with a fireplace, and just all the bigwigs are there, like the high up people, lots of high up people there, CEOs and just wealthy people that are stopping in Japan for the night. They stay at the Conrad and stuff, and you bump elbows with them and stuff. And one thing I discovered real quick is they're not like what you expect. They're not snobby. They're not looking down their nose at you, because they know. Even though I was staying there and I had enough money I could pay for the suite and everything for that one night and stuff, I'm not near I'm not in their 7-figure, 8-figure income area. I'm not near that income, and they know that. They can tell. But they were very polite. They talked to me. They were very kind. We had great conversations with several different people, and it was really interesting, because I've flown. I don't know how many times I've flown on an airplane, and I'm in coach, and you're sitting next to this guy, and he's got this laptop on, and I'm such an important person, and they act so snobby. And they're sitting right next to you, in coach, but yet for some reason they're better than you, and they let you know. And those are the kind of, so my point is tends to be the snobbiest people are the ones that really aren't worthy of being snobby, and the ones that should be the snobby ones tend to be more down to earth. Go figure. It's just what I've found in my short life in this world. And so these Model 3 owners, a lot of these young kids, they make it really hard, and I think they're going to make it harder sell if they keep coming. They're going to make it a harder sell for Tesla to the ice heads out there. That's just my personal opinion, and I know it's kind of a rant, but they do. Some of these channels, I can't mention them. I can't, like, okay, there's one channel, and I'm only throwing it out there. I don't want to go hard. I don't want to. There's a channel out there. I won't say the name. I'm going to be polite. I'm not going to be a jerk. But it would be an excellent example of what I'm talking about. And there's these two guys, and they do it like a Tesla news style. And I won't give the name of the channel, but something about knowing, okay? Some of you guys might know what I'm talking about. Those two guys are the most annoying people in the world. Just the most annoying people in the world. It's like Elon Musk really is their god. He's a god to them. And he's going to save the world. And just, I don't like that. It's a corporation. Tesla's a corporation, just like everything else. And the thing that's actually destroying this world quicker than anything is corporations. That's where I feel. You think, I'm to the point where I've gone beyond politics even. Like right now, lately, where everyone's talking about Donald Trump and impeachment and everything like that. And I could care less, because it's all the same BS, just different president. We went through this with Clinton. We went through this, every president is left, right, marching to the same beat. We say we have a two-party system. It's all fakery. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's one party. And I know a lot of people are going to flip out about that, but it's true. Some of our most leftist things that you could think of being brought into action have been brought in through supposedly conservative presidents, because they're all the same party. They play the game. Politics is Hollywood for the ugly. It really is. And they're just putting on a show, but they really are all, they're all on the same team. They really are, basically. And corporations are behind it all. It really is. And I believe in that. And I believe the corporations are what's really, we're all together in the same boat. I don't believe there is really a Democrat or Republican. I don't. I think we're all the same people. We all have the same goals. We all have the same wants in life. We really do. They're trying to divide us. They're trying to make a division. They're trying to make a left and a right, and we're going to hate each other for no good reason. But I believe we all are the same. We all have the same. We want the same things in life. We want a good life. We want a good life for our families, for our children. It's all a thing of, if we're divided, we're always constantly fighting with each other. We're not paying attention to the bigger picture, is what they're trying to do. I mean, the latest one is hilarious to me. It's not hilarious. It's terrible. But, people are talking about the Donald Trump and that stupid sideshow going on with the impeachment. In the meantime, he goes out and does one of the most stupid and terrible things a president could do. He signs an executive order where you're not allowed to make fun of or talk. How do you say? Speak critically of a certain group of people in schools now. The Jewish people is what I'm trying to say. You cannot be critical of their behavior and certain things, like Israel and what Israel's doing with the Arabs and stuff. You can't be critical of that. You can't be critical of certain things that's going on in politics with them. And 1% of American population owns 40% of America's wealth. You can't mention that now in school. And that's not. I'm not saying it's a negative. I'm just saying that's a freedom of speech issue, and he just stomped all over it. He just stomped all over the Constitution, and nobody's really focusing on that part. Unbelievable to me. And I feel like the same thing with the cars, the ICE cars versus electric cars. It's like the left versus right kind of thing, and there is no left and right. We're all together in the same thing. It's all together. We are the same people. We all have the same wants and needs personally. And, some of my best friends were liberals. They, hardcore liberals, leftists. I never let them know how I leaned at that time. This is before I kind of transcended it and I realized it's all the same. But I never let them know, because if I let them know, a lot of times one time I let a guy know. It's like he was talking to me, and he said, "What do you think?" I was like, "Well, I don't share my opinion because blah blah blah. But if you really want to know, blah blah blah." And that guy, I never heard from him again. And it happened again recently with a guy I met. Super nice guy. I like the guy. He's a great guy. And he's going to do a bike trip across Japan, and he went to China and stuff. And we were flying drones together. He's a nice guy. And he asked me something about healthcare, just healthcare. And I was like, well, healthcare ain't the greatest over here. Well, it's better than I was like, okay. I'm not going to get an argument, but this, there are children that die every month over here in Japan because they're sitting in an ambulance and the ambulance can't find a hospital to take them to an emergency because hospitals will turn kids away. Over here through the it's just because of all the political red tape and everything. And I never heard from the guy again. So we all want the same thing. We want good health care. I don't want crappy health care. I want good health care. But you can't have a conversation, can't have a dialogue without somebody getting bent out of shape and stuff. And when you think about it, it's done on purpose. That's by design, to keep us fighting with each other, so we don't pay attention to stuff that's going on. So we don't pay attention to Donald Trump stomping all over the U.S. Constitution's First Amendments. Boom, bam, And Donald Trump amuses me with his tweets and stuff. He's a master troller. He's good at trolling, But I kind of knew this was coming because he has always called the news media fake news, and a lot of them can be, but he's very critical. He jumps all over Fox News anymore and calls them terrible names and stuff. And as a president, he should probably keep his mouth shut about that. I feel like, even if it is true, he should keep his mouth shut. Let other people deal with it, not him. And so we kind of saw this coming in a way, and at least it should have. And but it still makes you just frustrated as heck. But at the same time, it just goes with like Bush with a stupid Patriot Act that destroyed our Fourth Amendment rights. What was it, 4th, 7th, 10th? I think something like that. 4th, 7th, and 10th. those amendments went out the window when that Patriot Act got signed into action. He supposedly was a conservative. I don't know about that. But you look at the Bush's family, go all the way back to George W. Bush's grandfather, which was, what was his name? Preston Bush or something like that. That guy was, he was a Nazi supporter. He funded Hitler. He didn't get even in trouble after the war. He didn't get in trouble for treason or anything. As a matter of fact, he was made a senator. And that's how George W. Bush's father became the head of the CIA. And then he got to be president. Yeah, so the Bushes, I'm not a big fan of them. But they're all, politics is Hollywood for the ugly. It really is. And so we need to get past that. We need to get past that stuff if we want to make EVs more mainstream. If we really want to make them more, because right now it's this us versus them kind of attitude with them. It's almost like Mac and PC kind of attitude. And we need to get past that. You need to get to the point where take the car for what it is. It's a well-built car. It has it can do everything a gasoline car can do for maybe a little bit more money, but long-term ownership, the price, the value, the how to say, not value, but the cost of ownership goes down over time versus a gas car, it goes up. And you need to explain this and say, these are viable, alternatives to gasoline. I don't think we can ever get rid of gasoline and diesel altogether. We can't, because some things are just going to need it. Businesses are going to need it for certain things. Trucks are going to need it for a certain amount of point. You can't get rid of it completely. It would also just be a huge burden on America's infrastructure for electricity. Is not a good system right now. It's very outdated, and it just would be too much of a burden to go like even 60% EV right now in America. It would destroy the electronic infrastructure in America, electric infrastructure, and but these are viable options for the majority of drivers out there, especially the soccer mom stuff. These are viable options, and we need to start showing them, what these are good cars. In a lot of ways, they are superior to ICE cars. In a lot of ways. ICE cars, the only thing they're superior on, the only thing they're superior on is how quickly you can refuel them. That's it. And also the fuel. The fuel is energy. The energy density in gasoline is much higher than in a battery pack. Right now, but we're working on batteries. They're constantly improving. That could change in the near future, where your battery pack doesn't have to be the size of a car. It can shrink it down to a smaller size, like a gas tank almost. That could happen someday. But yeah, the energy density is superior, but whoop-de-doo-da-day. If you have a gasoline engine that gets terrible fuel economy, what good does that do anyways? Let me check here. I'm sorry, I went on a rant. Sorry about that, guys. I was returning to Vegas. Just as we're going to take. Okay, I'm off to sleep now. Merry Christmas, James. Oh, sorry. Probably went to bed. Good night, buddy. Good night. Those wind farms are in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. Okay. C-130s, Helos 46s. Yeah, I think so. Those semis had a mix of models. Okay. Most of Canada run are okay. I'm trying to catch up, guys. Sorry. So that's 250 kilowatt. That's nice. That's Canada. Nice. I don't like most Tesla YouTubers either. Most Tesla I meet in real life are real down-to-earth people. Oh, okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. No, I don't know anyone over here. There's like no Tesla people yet. Hopefully that'll change. I'll be honest though, I took a trip 2 years ago, and the Nissan people I met, the Leaf people, and the Bolt and Leaf people I met when I was charging when I was going around Washington State and Oregon, were great. Loved everyone. They're super great people. Nice people. Down to earth. People. Down to earth people. Yeah, we were probably on different sides of the fence at that time. I'm not Republican or Democrat. I'm not either anymore. I'm beyond that. I mean, I realize it's all the same. Doesn't matter who you vote for. It's the same thing. You get the same thing eventually. It doesn't matter to me. But at that time, I was still leaning to the right. I was like conservative, I thought. And I run these people, and I didn't care. These are good people. And you know what? Who am I to say that I'm right about something, too? Politically, I'm saying. I'm always right about electronic stuff. But no, I'm just kidding. But anyways, politically, who am I to say that I'm right? They could be just as right as me. So I always let it go, and I enjoy meeting people. And I just like people because real people are real people, right? And they have the same problems that we have. They have the same wants and needs, and And that's what I like. I like meeting different people and just different cultures and stuff. And everyone was great, but I had a bad experience with a BMW i3 owner. Just awful. And I hate to say it, but a Tesla Model S person was not the nicest. That was my experience over in Oregon. But on the whole, I think you're right. Probably right. All right. East and west of Vegas, Texas, and when firms going up, they are everywhere. I don't know. I still think solar is better than wind. Wind is, wind is like this. Solar, I guess, is like this because of the clouds and stuff, but you still always get a certain amount of radiation from the sun. I saw Tesla Bjorn compare ICE car 911 to Tesla Model 3 on a long trip, and the travel time is the same gasoline. Right. Yeah, that's what we need to do. We need to start educating people that exactly. You still have to take a break. You still have to take a break on a long trip, whether you're in an ICE car, or you're still going to have to take a break. You're going to have to eat, stop, maybe even take a nap, eat some dinner, whatever. You still have to take a break. So the travel time still works out the same almost. It was $100 to fill up, and fast charge was $20. Exactly. Bingo. So long-term use, value, the price, not value, I keep saying value, the price of ownership goes way down over long-term usage. Right. So, so there's so many things about that. Now Tesla Bjorn, he's kind of partially in Thailand now, and he actually, I don't know how, he might have torqued off some of his Tesla head subscribers. He has now bought a non-Tesla SUV, electric SUV in Thailand, and he likes it. He actually likes it. I'm making a joke, guys. Tongue in cheek, but it's true. He is he's in Thailand more often now, I guess, and he bought a electric SUV. What was it, an MG? I don't know. I think it's MG. I don't know if it's say MG from England, MG, but he bought an MG 4x4, big SUV. It looks a lot like a what do you call Land Cruiser? Not Land Cruiser, no. Land Rover. Looks a lot like a Land Rover on the outside. Nice looking car, and it's huge on the inside. And he says it gets really decent range, and he says Thailand is finally starting to get their infrastructure together. See, I do watch Tesla Bjorn. I do watch him once in a while, because as far as Tesla owners go, he seems pretty level-headed and down to earth. He understands there can be other cars out there just as good. He's not a complete Tesla snob. The fact that he bought a non-Tesla kind of shocked me, really did. But maybe if Tesla was available, he might have changed. He might have bought a Tesla. I don't know. All right, I'm down to 5 subscribers watching. I want to talk about other stuff. I already did my rant. I wanted to get over. Oh, I want to talk about YouTube. That's right. YouTube. People have been leaving comments and really upset that I've pulled most of my videos, and they're like, "What the heck are you doing?" I was told to by YouTube. YouTube is changing their policies. Partially for something that they did and they got caught doing, and so they made a plea bargain, and the plea bargain affected all of us YouTubers. But also they're just changing their policies in general, and their end game plan is they want to be like Netflix or Hulu, so they don't want us small YouTubers out there. So they're doing everything they can to squeeze us out the polite way, I guess, and without just deleting our channel altogether on their own. They're trying to get us to stop our, make decision to quit. And so they sent me several letters saying you need to go through your videos and make sure you don't have any children in your videos or anything that children would find interesting. And they were very vague on what they felt like what children would find interesting. So just to play it safe, I pulled almost all my videos off, because my daughter shows up in a lot of them and stuff, or son, or something, or my robot, or something, or my drone, or some kind of thing that might interest a kid. So I pulled all my videos except for like my big grossing ones, the review videos of the 40 kilowatt, the 62 kilowatt. And also another thing I noticed is I am being shadow banned. My latest video, my past 2 videos on Tesla Cybertruck, I'm not being suggested to anybody else. Like, I've been doing a lot of research on Tesla lately, and I type in Tesla Cybertruck in the search, and my videos don't pop up. No suggestions, even to me, none. I am definitely being shadow banned. YouTube has a problem with me, and I think it has to do with you know me, I try to keep it as non-political and everything as possible. I try to keep it as generic and that kind of YouTube channel that everyone has to make. I do the best I can on that. And so I don't think it's that. I think it has to do with what I watch. The Google is actually paying attention to what I'm watching, what I like. And the videos I watch and like are like, I like watching sermons, Christian sermons. And I also watch some controversial people. That's one guy actually got kicked off of YouTube recently because he's so controversial. And I liked a few of his videos because he's funny. And I also like watching Gavin McGinnis. He's kind of funny to me. I like Ryan, his sidekick, is really funny. They're always like fighting it. It's funny. And he's controversial. And I think they're going by my viewing history. And they decided to shadow ban me, even though I haven't made any content that was controversial. Not really. I think maybe today was my most controversial video I've ever made was today's thing. And all I'm saying is I'm trying to stay above it. I'm just like, I feel like we're all the same. We're all in the same boat. We're all doing the same thing. And don't fall for this left versus right thing because it's just a way to keep us distracted is the way I feel. And, I love all you guys. You guys really mean a lot to me that you watch my videos and you support me and you subscribe to me and all that stuff. You're concerned about my channel. That means a lot to me. We have a common like. We have a common interest. We have a common goal. We love EVs. We want to share our knowledge of EVs. We want to share our love and passion for EVs with people that don't know anything about them. And we have a common goal. And deep down inside, we really have the same wants, needs, and likes and everything. We are the same deep down inside. And I love you all, guys. I love you all. But YouTube has decided that they're shadow banning me. My channel, okay, a great example is the 62 kilowatt hour Leaf. My 62 kilowatt hour Leaf video, the test drive, was even picked up by, what's it called? Electric, right? The homepage, Electric, and it's spelled with a K. They picked it up. They ran a story about my video. And I usually that's where I got most of on my 40 kilowatt hour Leaf. They did the same thing with the 40, and I got tons of hits, bam, bam, bam. And when Electric, that homepage about EVs, when they made a story about my video, I got tons of hits. It just skyrocketed, and it was great. 62 kilowatt hour, it never really got that. I never really got that huge. I got a little bit of an increase, but it never took off because I was already being shadow banned at that point. And now with these latest Cybertruck videos, I can tell I'm totally I'm shadow banned. I'm not being suggested to anybody, and it makes me appreciate you guys even more that are watching my videos. I really appreciate that. So I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I'm going to do the best I can to keep my channel going, but with it being shadow banned, it's really hard to keep my subscribers. You always on a daily basis you have a certain amount that quit and join. And it's been keeping steady at 2,001. That's another thing that's kind of odd. My number hasn't changed. It's 2,100 subscribers. And if you guys have been paying attention to that number, it hasn't changed in like 6 to 8 months. And that's not normal either. That's just really odd. So I probably have even more subscribers in the Republic. Because when you get shadow banned, they stop doing your subscriber count. I don't know what I'm at. I could be higher. I could be like 3,000 by now. I could, close to 3,000. And they're not going to let me know. So that hasn't changed any. So I don't know. So I'm going to do the best I can to keep my channel going. I'd like to make some more review videos. Tesla won't let me do it. I took all my camera gear. Here it is right here. Some of these are my GoPros and stuff. I took all my camera gear. I was going to do show you guys when I was going to test drive the Model 3. I was going to show you guys the test drive and everything. And they actually made me sign a paper saying I wouldn't even take a picture of the car, promising I wouldn't do it. So I can't do that. But if any other cars come over here in the near future, like the Honda EV, the Honda Urban EV, if that becomes available, I will do a test drive of that car and give you my thoughts on that and stuff. Once again, I want to the Tesla guy, the one Tesla guy that was nice to me. His name is Hayakawa Yoshihiro. Thank you so much for the test drive and being so good to me and treating me nice, even though you guys hate my guts. I really do appreciate it. They don't like me at all. you treated me civilly and decently, and you were very kind compared to the other two guys in the store that were very, 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 very rude to my wife and I, and she didn't even have anything to do with it. I mean, I understand why they're being rude to me because we had a big shouting match last time I was there, but she wasn't with me when that last time, and so they were unnecessarily rude to my wife, and that upset me a little bit. But he was extremely nice and cordial, and so shout out to him too. So that's what's going on. Tesla's end game is, or Tesla, YouTube's end game is to become like Netflix. They want to get all these low level YouTubers out of the way, and the high level ones, the top tier YouTubers will be offered contracts to make YouTube original content and stuff like they're already doing, and but not us. Especially somebody like me that doesn't go with the program. Not gonna happen. Yeah. Oh no! I just realized this super chat. Lost YouTube revenue found. Thanks, buddy. That's going right to the Cybertruck. Thank you so much. Much love. Thank you. Let's see. What's we're gonna say? With 200 kilowatt charging, the travel time is the same as gas cars. Yeah, with 200 kilowatt, not with 50, which isn't even really 50. 200, yeah, you're talking Tesla. Nissan Leaf, the newest one, 60 kilowatt, can do 100 kilowatts. There's still not even 200 kilowatts on the new Nissan Leaf, and even that's being throttled with their passive. They do have a bit of a battery management system through the charging network where it'll throttle it back so it won't heat up the battery so bad. So it's not even a full 100 kilowatts when you're charging a 60 kilowatt Leaf. The old argument for gas is better than EV because of the quick fill up is not true anymore. Yeah, and you're right with the Teslas and the cars of the future, the EVs of the future, that it will be that way more mainstream. Right now it's basically Tesla only, but eventually the other EVs will follow suit. That's a great thing to point out. It's a great thing to point out. Once again, that's where Tesla's automatic updates, those over-the-air updates. That's where Tesla's superior to the other car companies because they just recently did to the Model 3 even. They cranked up to what it can do for charging off the chargers, quick chargers, and they're probably gonna do that again. They're probably gonna keep pushing it up, and they can do it through software updates. Most of the other car companies, they can't do that because by design they don't want them to be able to update like that. They want you to buy another car. It's called what is it called? Planned. What do they call it? Planned obsolescence, right? Apple does that. Android does that. A lot of people do that. Computer companies do that, and now the car companies with these EVs, they can start doing that stuff too. Planned obsolescence, and that's what a lot of people I talk to about the Leaf. That's why they feel like that's the biggest reason why they feel like the Leaf has that passive battery cooling system. Is they did it on purpose just for, the battery won't last as long, and so they can get you to buy another, because it's $7,000 battery, which this is the guy that Tesla was talking about. That's what this guy was saying. That was his theory. And you know what? I never heard this theory before, and you know what? He made some sense. So Hayakawa Yoshihiro, he was saying his idea about Nissan is they make a great car, but the battery is its Achilles heel, but it's done on purpose. He feels like that's just totally planned obsolescence. You can replace the battery at $7,000, and what they do, and he says he knows people that own Leafs, and they go look into changing the battery, and the dealership does everything they can to get you just buy another car. Just get another car, $7,000. Just put that $7,000 towards a new car, get a new Leaf. You get better range, you get a longer range, newer ProPilot. If you have an older ProPilot, you get all the good stuff. And so they try to encourage you to keep buying another car. And so he might have a point. He might have a point there. It's something I didn't even think about. The heat in that battery. Yeah. Let's see here. We still need more chargers though, because you want to travel long distance. There may not be chargers along optimal route. Yeah. Sometimes you have to kind of get off your path, kind of go away, out of your way a little bit to get to that supercharger. Right. They do need to work that. If you. I was having a hard time reading that comment, and you corrected yourself. Thank you. Yeah, if you want to travel long distance. Okay, all right. And let's see, Audi e-tron and Taycan charge that fast now. Well, dude, thanks, Aaron, but Audi and Taycan. those aren't even available over here, first of all. And second of all, I think even in America, I don't think you're going to. How often do you see an Audi e-tron? I mean, but okay, all right. Super high-end Audi and a Taycan, they charge that fast. That's great. And Model 3, right. Right, that's what I'm saying. But like the beauty of the Model 3 is at 200, right? And eventually they might go to 250 because I think Elon was saying the Cybertruck's going to come standard with 250 kilowatt charging. Most likely, when that is available for the Cybertruck, they'll just update the Model 3 and make it available for that as well. And that's the beauty of these over-the-air updates, which I love about them, which I love about those cars. Yeah. But I am bummed in a way that I won't get the... I always wanted to try the smart summoning. I thought that would be really clever in certain situations. Like Costco on a rainy day, and you got tons of groceries, and we have to park so far away because it's just always packed. It would be nice if you just have the truck come and pull up kind of close to you, and you just throw stuff in the back and just jump in and get out. I thought that'd be really cool. I mean, it's not ready, it's not there yet, but I know they're going to keep working on it anyways. They're going to keep updating that autos. We don't even have it over here. It's not even available. Most likely, the guy at Tesla says he doesn't even think it's ever going to be available. He doesn't think the government's ever going to allow that. And so, why would I pay $7,500 for that? I'm paying $500 more than you guys for that full autonomous package that eventually will come out in the future. Why even pay for that when I'm not even? It's always going to be restricted. The Japanese government on purpose, and this is once again, this is also on purpose not for safety. It has nothing to do with the safety factor or anything like that. It has to do with they don't want a foreign company to come out with a fully autonomous driving package before Honda or Nissan. Honda says they just were in the news over here saying they're going to come out real soon here with a fully autonomous driving car. And Nissan's been talking about it for the longest time. They're on 2.0 right now. They're saying 3.0 by 2021 now. And so there's no way that the government's going to allow Tesla to come in and one-up them. It's not going to happen. And so it sucks. It sucks for everybody that owns a Tesla over here. And especially if you paid that $7,500 extra for that ability. They're not even getting it. The government's going to say, nope, can't do it. So you're paying $7,500 and you're never going to see it until Nissan or Honda comes out with theirs. And then a few years after they have theirs well established, then they'll start trickling the stuff out to us over here on the Teslas, I'm sure, eventually. But we have to wait till a Japanese car maker does it first. It's just the way it is. So that kind of sucks. But so I'm going to take that money, the $7,500 for that fully autonomous thing. I'm going to take it. I'm going to disconnect. Right now I have it. What do you say? Right now I have it pre-ordered with that. I'm going to change that when it comes close to the ordering time, and I'm going to put that money towards that ATV. Oh yeah, that's the plan. Or any other options that might be available. Let's see. They don't have the stations. They'll probably won't have a reasonable network for 10 years. Really? Oh man. Because I've noticed. I can't show you on. Wait. Maybe I have it on this phone. Maybe I have that app on this phone. You got to see this thing. It's crazy. It's called Superchargers. And I'll show you my enable location services. Sure. Allow while using the app. Okay. Cool. So I'm going to go over to America. Boop, 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 boop. Jeez Louise. So this is what America's map of superchargers looks like right now. It's insane. It's getting better and better. And you see all these triangles here, the brown triangles. Those are right on the America-Canadian border where they're installing them right now. And you can zoom in. I can zoom in and give you a little bit better view. I mean, look at that. It's a pretty good network. Pretty good network. Even goes down into Mexico pretty good. You can see the triangles once again are where they're building. Obviously, California is just saturated. And Oregon. And even Washington has pretty good supercharger network. But even it's getting better. Even the Midwest is doing much better. You go to the East Coast, starts getting thick again, especially around. Actually, it looks like Florida's in really good shape. But that's pretty impressive. That wasn't like that just a year ago. And all those triangles you see are what they're working on. They're constructing. They're putting more in. All those brown icons are what they're working on. They're building more in. So pretty impressive. Oh, I had it backwards. I was reading it backwards. This is the East Coast. Sorry. There's California. There's Washington, looking pretty good. Purple, I'm not sure what the purple stands for. I should look at the ledger again. I think those are still, they're working on them. They're big, they're almost ready. Here's Washington, Oregon, California. No, wait, no, I'm on the East Coast again. No, the East Coast. I'm sorry, I'm confused. Here's, well, there's Washington, but it's not Washington State. Washington, D.C., and New York, and Maine, and Florida. I'm reading it backwards. That's why I'm having a hard time here. But yeah, definitely the coastlines are saturated, but look at that. The Midwest is looking way better. A year ago, it didn't even look like that. They have some decent routes. Like, looks like 66 is totally filled up. You could totally do a decent trip on Route 66 now, including some of the interstates as well. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool, guys. It's doing pretty good. Oops, went the wrong way. Whoops, that's the wrong one. I gotta find where are you guys? There we go. Let's see. Let's see. Tesla does, obviously. Oh! I thought you were talking about Tesla. I'm sorry, no. I should have kept reading. Tesla does, obviously. Right, they do. Okay, Aaron Z saw e-tron in person. They are for sale. Okay. People are buying them and using Electrify America, charging at 155 kilowatts. Awesome. Look at PlugShare and Electrify America. They are done crossing America. Okay, cool. So everybody, I mean, the infrastructure is going fast in America. I don't think 10 years. I don't. Like Aaron is saying, he's making a good point. That one that's through. As a matter of fact, I got an email from. Neil. Neil owns a Leaf and a Model S, and he just sent me this. Boom. Took a picture of these chargers are really close to his house. He says, fast chargers try to show up in rural Oklahoma. This one is 33 miles away. Pricing is crazy high, but they get you where you need, and you can charge anything they want. So they can charge all kinds of vehicles. They have the CCS and the CHAdeMO and stuff, and they're building fast. So he's letting me know that the I think it's Electrify America, the Volkswagen backed the charging network is really moving fast. They're building fast. And then you do have Tesla superchargers are moving fast too. The infrastructure is building fast over there. America's looking good. America's looking really good lately. I don't think it's going to take 10 years. I think maybe 2 to 3 years you'll see a really good infrastructure for even the other cars, non-Teslas as well. One thing that's fascinating, just goes to show how big America is I was looking through that app I showed you. You can like, I'll show you. I can on this supercharger app. I can go back to Japan. So I can choose one of the chargers, and this one here is right off the highway. And I can turn my range circle on, set it for a standard 200, let's just say 250 miles. The truck that I get will be higher than 250 miles because the speed limit's over here, but I'm going to put it at 250 miles, and I will show you what it looks like. It's basically almost all of Honshu, the mainland, almost. The spot I chose is, I can't even show you. It's right above Nagoya. This is where I was charging at, and that's the circle it encompasses. So I can easily go home, no problem, from there. That was with a very a very conservative number. And my point is I'm watching these guys drive these Model 3s, and they travel across, like they go from Kansas to Arkansas or something like that. And you see all these chargers they have to hit. And like me, if I was going from like the northernmost tip here down to here, it would looks like just 2 charges, and I can get me one at the top, one in the middle, and boom, I make it down to the bottom, right? With juice to spare. America's huge. America's a huge country. So, it blew my mind to see these guys in Model 3s with their extended range Model 3s that can get 300 miles of range. And they still have to, even with all that range, they're still hitting like 7 to 10 chargers to go from one spot to another spot. That's crazy. But we just take it for granted. When you're in a gasoline car, you don't think about how many times you stop when you're traveling across country because it only takes 90 seconds, a minute and a half, 2 minutes to fill up again. And so I never thought about it when I traveled. Like I took a trip once from Seattle to L.A. Not L.A. I didn't go that far down. I went to San Francisco. Sorry, I'm not even close. I went down to San Francisco. And it was a long trip. I was an icehead at the time, so I tried to go nonstop. Didn't quite make it. I started getting so sleepy, I had to stop and stay at a Motel 6 just to get some rest so I could get back on the road. But I was driving a Ford Thunderbird, and it was a 78 T-top. It was a boat. Plush red interior, bright white. It's just a white exterior, plush red interior, velvet interior. It's crazy. It was a very, it was a hoopty. And I must have stopped so many times getting gas on that way down. Didn't even think about it, going down and back up. How many times I stopped for gas. You don't think about it, because it's just short stops. You think about it when you get, after you're writing all those checks and you get, you see your balance when you get back home and you're like, dang, think about it then when you see the balance, how much money you spent on gas. But yeah, it just reminded me how different America is than Japan. I'm not saying negative. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying America's huge. For me to go from the very northernmost tip of Honshu down to the southernmost tip of Honshu would probably be like one supercharge at the beginning to get going, and then a second in the middle, and then boom, I'm down there. 2 charges basically. That's crazy. So I did want to read one more thing I want to do before I go. Let me see how you guys feel. How many people are still watching? I'm down to 5. I do want to read a comment I got too. Let's see here. Let's see. Only news to me. What? Oh, really? News to me. What? Look at plug share in America. Okay. Oh, news to me. Yes, I have been following this progress. It's really cool. Okay. 3 non-Teslas in my state, Iowa. 3 non-Teslas. That's pretty good. Not exactly impressed. Oh, okay. And their reviews are pretty bad too. Well, what kind? Are they first gen lease or something? Jeez. They look cool though. What are you talking about? The non-Tesla Chargers? Oh, okay. You're talking about the Charger, aren't you? They're probably negative reviews are on the price. It's ridiculous how America has all these different. You have all these chargers, but they're all different on how they charge. Some go by the minute, somebody go kilowatt hour. Some charge like a certain amount of money just to start the charge. That's what I had to deal with when I was in Washington and going between Washington and Oregon when I was visiting my father. I had to pay a certain amount of money just to start the charge, and then they charged me every kilowatt. It was ridiculous. It was very expensive. And my wife even said, next time gasoline, because it was just ridiculous, all the different, and it was hard to find a quick charger in my area at that time. Maybe it's better now, but at that time I had to go to Chevrolet, and they didn't have a super fast charger. At least it was free, but it was only like a 7 kilowatt charger. So I had to wait there quite a while to charge up the car there. And that's all I had. And the quick chargers on the way to my father, they were very expensive to use. Very expensive. It's probably why they get the bad reviews. And also, they break down a lot, I hear. America has a problem with vandalism on the chargers, even the Tesla supercharger. I was watching this one guy doing a cross-country trip. He bought a Model S used for a really good price. It was crazy. He bought a pretty late model, whatever it was a really expensive Model S. And he got it for $80,000 used. And he's saying that was a bargain. And he was driving back, and he stopped at this one place to charge it. And every supercharger, all the cables were thrown on the ground, and they were just all thrown on the ground. And he says that was vandalism. Somebody came by and just was being a jerk. And you get that, unfortunately, in America. So chargers they tend to be broken down a lot. Luckily with Tesla, you have so many superchargers in a row that chances are you're going to find one that still works. With the other companies, like when I was driving around that little Bolt, every place I went was only one charger. Just like over here in Japan, you only had one charger, and that thing was broken down, you're SOL. And so yeah, that part sucked. That's probably why they get the low reviews. They look cool. Okay. Aaron says, I know local Chevy Bolt drivers, and they are driving to Colorado and Texas from Arizona. Hyundai Kona drivers come across from California all the time using Electrify America. Good Reviews are bad because they're unreliable. Right. That's what I thought. Yeah, that happens. Me too. I had the same problem when I was driving my Bolt around that I was renting through Turo. A couple times I stopped and the stupid thing was broken, and I was like, dang! Because I'm America's huge, and I was really down. I was running on microns, like fumes, like the equivalent of fumes for an electric car, and I'm like, dude, what am I gonna do now? So I'd have to get really creative and try to find someplace else with maybe a slow charger, like something, and I could charge up enough to find the next quick charger. And that really dug into my time visiting my father, and that really upset my wife quite a bit. But I still enjoyed that Bolt a lot. That was a great car. Yeah. Let's see. It's the heavy liquid cooled cable CCS causing problems. And credit card reader on Electrify America is not working, but app is working. Okay, well, as long as the app is working. I didn't realize those the cables on the CCS charger are liquid cooled. Interesting. Are cables on I wonder if cables on the superchargers are they liquid cooled as well? It could be possible, because somebody said, another thing they said is wintertime the cables on Tesla superchargers get so stiff that sometimes you can't put it back, and it's just so stiff it just stays right there, and you can't put it back in a little the thing you rest the handle in. They're so stiff. So maybe they are liquid cooled. I wish it was standard like Tesla for everyone. That way you don't have to make 50 different accounts and maintain it. Right on! Yeah, and Nissan, they managed to do it. Nissan, Toyota, Mitsubishi, and not Honda. Honda's not doing it, but those three companies are working together to make that one card that you can use anywhere. It's possible. It is possible. No liquid cooling on a supercharger. Okay, thanks, Aaron. Aaron, you know a lot, buddy. You know a lot about this EV stuff. You need to make your own channel, buddy. You know a lot. More than me because of where you're living. Really should make your own channel. I'd love to see your stuff. I'd love to see you, because you have a Leaf. I'd love to see some of your videos. You should make a channel. I think I've told you before, a long time ago. I think I told you to get out there and make a channel. We need more people making EV channels. Although it is kind of funny to see all these brand new Model 3 owners with their EV channels, and they're just like the way I used to do it when I had my first Leaf, and I make those family trip videos, or the EMV 200, and they do the same thing, and they act as if no one has ever done this before. Yeah, Bjorn was way ahead of you guys, and so was Ian Sampson, and I won't say I was. I mean, I was ahead of them. But I was just doing what Bjorn and Ian was doing. I was doing it from Japan. I thought I had something different to bring to the table because of the infrastructure was so huge in Japan compared to America or the UK at the time. I had a really good infrastructure. I was trying to show even a small, very short range EV like my Leaf could go quite a distance fairly easily. As a matter of fact, it's kind of funny now. I look at it. I look at the size of America. Those 300-mile Tesla Model 3s, the amount of charging they do to go from one spot to another spot is almost identical to my first-gen Leaf going from here to a location in Japan, because it's it kind of is, the battery pack is kind of how do you say it's kind of the same, works out the same. My short-range Leaf over here versus a long-range Tesla over in America. Because of the size of the country, it works out the same on charging. It's kind of funny. And so I made those videos trying to show, like, even my short-range Leaf, I can go anywhere I want in this country because the infrastructure is so great. So don't give up on EVs just because your battery packs are, because everyone's always saying, I want a Tesla. Tesla's got the range. You need the range. I want a Tesla, but I can't afford it. That's what I was hearing all the time back in 2014. Oh, I want a Tesla. I want a Model S, but I can't afford it. It's too expensive. And you need that in America if you want to go anywhere, blah, blah, blah. And I was trying to make a point, like, you can buy an EV right now, enjoy it for your area, and don't worry, the infrastructure, once it's there, you'll be able to go anywhere you want. Yeah, you got to stop and charge. And a short-range Leaf would be ridiculous to take across country, because it wouldn't even make it. The battery would overheat, and you wouldn't be able to charge anymore, and that wouldn't work. But I still stand firm by my account, because by now we have medium range EVs with liquid cooling on the batteries, like the Konas and stuff. And now they can go anywhere, like Aaron just said. They're traveling all over the place, and the Bolts, and they're traveling all over the place because the network is there now. The infrastructure is there now, and that's all we needed. Just need a little patience. And that's what I thought. I thought it was bringing something different to the table because I already had the infrastructure that America would eventually have. And I was just trying to show, look at this. Look how cool. Look what your future is going to be like, guys. I was trying to get ICE people on the bandwagon. And because at that time, like I said, I was leaning to the conservative side. And I was trying to get like-minded people, the conservative people, not to be this stupid. They're so stubborn about this. Oh, those cars are for liberals. Oh, I hate them. It's like, no, they're not. They're for people that are they like technology. They like new things. They like fun driving. They also care about their money and how they use it. All those things. And let me tell you, Teslas are actually really good for investment in a way. They have a good resale value. They really do. They still have a pretty good resale. Way better than Leaf ever could have, and way better than Bolt could ever have. The Teslas do have a good resale value. And I was just trying to get like-minded people on board, and that's why I'm making these videos. And now we got these new Tesla owners with these Model 3s making the same videos over in America and acting as if this is something no one ever else has done. That's kind of funny. Long story short. Let's see. I wish it was. Superchargers are not liquid cooled. V3 one could be, but I don't think so. Interesting. The cooling on a supercharger cable is thick. Yeah, the cables are thick on the superchargers. The home cables are thin. I was really impressed by how thin and how small the connector is on a charger on a Tesla. Even a DC supercharger, the connector itself is very small. And it blew my mind because, us Chatamo guys, we have a thick cable. It's about this thick on the Chatamos. And then you got that about this big around of a socket to plug into the car with, you got the plus and minus, and then you have those other things for communicating the information back and forth. And those things are incredibly heavy and thick. In the wintertime, they're very stiff and hard to plug in. Sometimes it's like you're fighting with the thing trying to get it plugged into your car. Hey, buddy. Do you have a good ride? Too cold?
No, it's raining.
It's raining? Oh, man. I'm sorry. They did say it was going to rain today in the evening, though. Yeah, that sucks. So, yeah. Yep, I'm with you on that. Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, buddy. I really do. I have a passion for vehicles, any kind of vehicle, but especially EVs. And it bothers me to no end when people will stick their nose up at something when they don't even know anything about it, just for the fact that they put they stick some kind of label on it or something. It's like, you're being so foolish. And I'll admit, I was kind of like that. I was. But I wasn't that bullheaded. I wasn't that stubborn. As a matter of fact, I was still very curious, and that's what got me into it. I was like, what is all this about? Tesla was very new over here back in 2000. It was 2014. I test drove it for the first time. And it was all so new. And I was like, well, let me investigate. I had no idea about the supercharger. I had no idea about quick chargers. I thought I was still going by the old style thinking of EVs, where you charge it at home and you use it and you try to get it back home before you lose it, you run out of battery power. That's all I thought. And when I went to Tesla, I discovered the supercharger network. I discovered the range of an electric car has this day and age, and the power it can have, and the torque it can have. Because the lead acid electric cars never had that kind of torque. They couldn't afford to use it on lead acid battery type. So I discovered all this stuff. I discovered the quality of the cars that they're being made and stuff. And I fell in love with everything about it. And I ran out, and I couldn't wait. I should have waited, just saved up my money for the Model S. But I ran out and got the Leaf. I wanted an electric car that bad. I got a Leaf literally like a month or two later. I ordered it a month or two later. Maybe it was 2013 I test drove, because I had to wait. It was 2013. That's right. It was 2013 I test drove. I test drove in like September or October, and I ordered a Leaf a little later, and I got the Leaf by March. I think my first Leaf was March. I got it. And I just loved that car. I still love my car. I went down one seg, guys. I told you guys last episode I did go down a seg, but my range really hasn't changed that much. It's a winter range right now, so it's always been like this. But it's, you know what it's like with an electric car. You got the heated steering wheel, the heated seats, and the beautiful, that heater works really good in that little car. And so you preheat from the house, you get in there, it's so toasty warm. It just, it feels so good. We don't have central heating. We don't have this house right now. I'm freezing right now because I turn my heaters off to talk to you guys. I use my air cons as heaters in the wintertime. Or I get a little, there's a kerosene stove I use in the evening too. I can use kerosene. Anyways, so you wake up in the morning, you don't use the heaters because it's too expensive and you're in a hurry to get ready to take a shower, you get ready and you just go out the door anyways. And so I preheat the car, I get out there, and it's so nice and warm. It's just a wonderful feeling. I love that about the cars. I also love the fact about electric cars is, there is no warming up in the wintertime. You can just, if you really have to go, you can just jump in and go. You don't have to worry about warming up an engine, Don't have that problem. Electric cars also, they handle better in wet weather and snow than an ice car could ever handle because it's microseconds of instant stuff with the motor. Versus mechanical issues you have with gasoline cars. They have traction control and stuff, but traction control on a gasoline car is much slower. Well, not much, but it's slower than an electric car. And so you have much better traction with these electric cars, much better control, much better safety. Even the Leaf actually is a very safe car as well. They're very good cars for accidents. They're very safe. Model 3s are the safest cars right now out there. I can go on and on about EV, and I try to share that passion with other people. And then I just meet these stupid bullheaded guys. I just took one test drive. I always thought, that's why I thought, well, it just took one test drive to me. I test drove that Tesla one time, and I couldn't go back. I couldn't go back to gas. In fact, I just hated the fact that I jumped into that gasoline car and had to go home, and I got after driving that electric car. And so I thought everybody would be like that. Just go take a test drive. But first of all, just trying to get the person to go do a test drive, it's like, oh no, I can't do that because everyone will think I'm a liberal. It's like, first of all, no. Second of all, so what? Liberals aren't evil people. They're not. Oh my gosh. You're just trying to, want to beat them upside the head with a baseball bat. You really do. It's like, dude, really? Gosh. My best friends are liberals. They really are. Oh, gosh. I mean, all I have for friends over here are liberals. And what is wrong with people? Why? What? Stop putting labels on things, first of all. I mean, I'm just repeating myself. But, yeah. Gosh, this is so irritating. You want people to try out something new that you know is going to enrich their lives. It's going to enrich your life. It will make your life better, most likely. It will. You'll be able to afford to do more things. You'll slow down and not be in such a rush about things as well. Your whole lifestyle changes, like I said earlier. You'll enrich your life, and yet you're too stubborn because of a stupid, non-realistic construct. Just ridiculous. Losing my subscribers is getting late over there. I'm gonna let you guys go. Was talking to my nephew about EVs. He said he likes the noise of ice. I said, why? Because it's been that way for 100 years. Oh no, you said, I thought he said that. Okay, you said so because it's been that way for 100 years. Exactly. Right. And newsflash to all you ice people, EVs were out way before ice. It was EVs and steam cars before ICE vehicles came around. And the reason why ICE vehicles outdid the EVs, because EVs could go 100 miles back then. 100 years ago, they could travel 100 miles. And they were much more comfortable. They were much safer. And the women could actually drive them without breaking their wrists trying to start a car. The reason why the gasoline cars beat them is because back then, gasoline was much cheaper than electricity. It's flipped, but back then, gasoline was very cheap. And they were building up an infrastructure quickly for the gasoline cars. That's the only reason why the EVs kind of lost traction back then. But always been a superior car. Always has been. Always has been. I also don't care what people think of me. That's the problem. Yeah, I tell my wife that. Japanese are very conscientious about what other people are thinking about them. And so my son too, he gets really upset when we had a guy just do the most dangerous thing. I took him to Costco the other day, and we were leaving Costco, and I was turning right, and there's a lane I'm supposed to be. Okay, it's a really weird driveway. The exit driveway is huge, and you got this little part for coming in, and then you got this little part way over here for going out, and then right in the middle is all this white line, and they don't want you to cross that supposedly. But there was construction going on, so turning left was backing up. And also the right turn was kind of backing up. Because of that was backing up, the right turn was kind of backing up. And there was people, I didn't want to block the people turning left, so I got into the white striped area to turn right. Because it's like 3 car lengths wide, three car widths wide of this white area. And then you got this little area going into the store and a little area coming out. So I got into the white area to turn right. And I was just keeping it clear for the people turning left because of the construction going on the street. Anyways, this guy behind me comes down with his right turn signal on. I was watching. I was like, is he going to get behind me? Is he going to get me? Not sure enough, he doesn't go over behind me. Is he going to let me go? Is he going to let me go first? Nope. As soon as it started opening up on the right-hand side for me to turn right, he snakes and goes in front of me. And I slammed on my brakes. I nailed the horn. And then I actually followed him a little bit to the next intersection. And I got out and it said, Merry Christmas to you too, pal. And I said to his wife, wow, he's a winner. He gave me the 1-finger salute and told me where I could go, and then I got back in the car and my son was like, oh, he was freaking out because you know, what are the people around you gonna think? You went up and you talked to that guy, and everybody all around us is looking at you like you're the bad guy. It's like, I don't care what people think. I don't. I care about my son's safety. I don't even care about my safety. When my children are in the car, my wife is in the car, I'm a different person. Person cuts me off, I'll laugh it off probably if I'm by myself. I will, unless they hit me. Then I'm pissed. But if they don't hit me, I'll laugh it off. I was like, wow, what a jerk, you know. But when my son was in the car and this guy plays that stupid game, and he just, in fact, when I honk at him, because I slam on my brakes because I'm turning right into the right, and he snakes, he goes around me, and he just cuts me off. And I slam on the brakes and honk the horn, and he's just looking at me like, you scumbag. You know, like you weren't in the right spot. You weren't leaving the right spot. And I was like, whoa. And I was like, nah, I'm not going to let you get away with that with my son in the car. And that's how I am. And I don't care what people think, but my wife and son. And it's just a Japanese thing. They're really conscious of what other people think of them. It really is that way. Dude, I don't want to keep you guys up this late. So, yeah. Okay, I think we're done. That's it for the... Looks like that's it for the comments. Good. And it's really late for you guys. I assume. What time is it over there? You guys are in bad shape probably. Yeah, it's 1:17 in the morning for you now. That's ridiculous, isn't it? It's like 1:17 in the morning in Iowa. I don't know, something like that. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I've had a great chat with you guys. Merry Christmas. I won't be doing an episode until after Christmas, obviously. So that's why I wanted to call this the Christmas episode. Hope you guys have a great Christmas. Have a great time with your families and relatives, and hope you get everything you want from Santa. You guys take care, and I will see you next time. All right, guys. Talk later. Bye-bye.